topics on the screen. Y'all see it. Want to talk about number one, Dr. Umar is a fraud. Complete fraud. Number two, BMs refuse to take accountability. Two. Number three, BMs do not respect marriage. Number four, BM hate their mothers. As you can see, there's a picture of a man that literally is at a gym with a shirt on that says Black Moms Ruin Sons. Completely unhinged, completely psychotic, completely insane. And I have no idea why y'all reported my last live. Like, y'all are so upset at me being rightfully upset that this man is somewhere publicly slandering the women that he came from. If it wasn't for a Black mom, he wouldn't even be able to be here. He wouldn't even be able to be alive, to exist. But y'all mad at me? Y'all mad at me and y'all reporting? And I want y'all to know, when y'all falsely report like that, y'all in the live, yes. But I always win the appeal. I always end the appeal. I always get it. I always get it back. I always win it. So it's like, what are y'all? Y'all did it for what? Y'all do it just to derail it, and then I go back. So y'all never really win. And I really think it's crazy that, y'all talk about the fact that women are emotional, and all of these things. Y'all are the most emotional out of everybody. Why are you upset about what I have to say? When y'all sit there, y'all live panels, just like Intuitive is saying, and y'all y'all are bashing Black women, and you're talking about, weaves and wigs and single mothers and this and that. I don't report y'all lives. I just keep scrolling. But for some reason, y'all don't like to hear Black women talk about nothing. Y'all don't want to hear them talk. Y'all don't want to have a discussion. All y'all want to do is be over to bash and beat down on Black women without them giving you any pushback. And that's real trifling, in my opinion. Disgusting, actually. It's disgusting. And, it just blows my mind. As I said before, you cannot say that Black moms ruin sons and then simultaneously say that y'all are the most active fathers. That, oh no, the thing about Black men abandoning their children, that's not true. We don't abandon our children. We stay there. We raise them. We're very active. We're always around. We're always there. If I'm taking my kid to school, I'm doing this, that, and third. Well, if you are indeed doing that and you're not a liar, how in the world is how is the mother corrupting your child? Huh? And, there were no men that answered that question. Like, no man answered that question. And it's crazy that y'all would be upset at the woman that chose to keep you, feed you, raise you, so that you can be a goofy standing on a treadmill taking this picture. But you're not going to blame your daddy that was never there, that didn't care about you, that didn't give you any presents on your birthday, that ignored you, didn't come to your graduation, didn't do nothing. But you mad at the woman that carried you in her womb and gave you life. The only reason why you're sitting here and are able to talk about anything. Y'all don't find that to be odd? Honestly. And it's crazy because y'all then bash Black mothers and say everything that you can say about Black women that have chosen to give birth. You'll say, they're baby moms, they're unworthy of love. You'll say that Black mothers are the problem in the Black community. You'll say all of these things to shame Black women who choose to have children, but then complain if a woman gets an abortion. That doesn't make any sense. What are we talking about? How in the world you going to blame the mothers and then be mad if somebody chooses not to be a mother and undergo all of that type of verbal abuse and disrespect? What? What are we talking about? Jalea, I promise you, you need some mental help. If you feel like this man is on the right side of things, there's something mentally wrong with you. Honestly, I'm not even going to pull no punches. It's something wrong with you upstairs. The elevator don't go all the way up to the top. And honestly, pick me, women like yourself are a very huge problem. And y'all are the reason why a lot of these black men live in delusion right now. About I don't have to take accountability, baby. I got 2 kids and I'm married. So what I'm taking accountability for? I got 2 daughters and a husband that they were conceived in wedlock. So maybe you got to take accountability. Anyway, as I was saying, you got goofy women like Jalea that are pick-me's and male-centered and are completely idiotic. And my daughters are raised perfectly, baby. Okay? So you take accountability for how you were raised with your little goofy face in this picture. Like, I'm really not pulling no punches with any black woman that chooses to knowingly make excuses for the bad behavior of black men. You are the exact type of black woman that would see a black woman being raped or about to be raped and turn your head and say, oh, well, she drunk. It's okay. It's okay. No, you didn't. Your parents didn't choose right because you're completely ignorant and uneducated. Somebody chose wrong. Somebody instilled the wrong value system inside of you, and it's embarrassing. You're an embarrassment. Truthfully. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Somebody quick to talk about, you notice how she said she wanted to be quick to talk about kids not turning out right. But then, so if the kids turn out right, if the kids turn out correctly, does the mother take all the blame for that too? Does she say, oh, yes, it's only me. I'm the only reason why these kids turned out great. Or is it the only time that a black woman can take the full share of something as if it's negative? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's always them goofy, funny looking ladies that are pick-me's too. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like, it's, to me personally, a black woman that would come up here and say that, like, I no longer look at you as a sister. I no longer look at you as a fellow black woman. Like, you're an op. You're an enemy, just like I look at other people. Like, period. Let me block you, God's wrath. Goodbye. You're gone. I'm not a lesbian. But if it makes you feel good to think that, sure. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, pick-me's like Jalea are really literally responsible for the reason why a lot of black men are still in the state that they're in, because no matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter how disrespectful they are, no matter even if they unalive a woman and put her in the dirt, it will always be a pick-me black woman there to rationalize it away. It will always be one around to rationalize the behavior away. And that to me is actually terrifying. You know, you could see a woman and you see her and you feel like she's your sister, but she's not. But she's not your sister. She's not your friend. Who's reporting? I'm about to block some people in here right now. If you're a man, you're automatically getting blocked. And I'm also going to block that lady as well. Hold on. I see you. You're about to get blocked. Hold on. Blocked. I think I saw you on my other live, so you're about to get blocked too. Let me see if I can find the other lady that I was talking. I'm gonna block her. Goodbye. I'm done talking to you. You're gone. Yeah, you're gone. I'm not going back and forth with a pick me. I'm not. I'm gonna go ahead, you guys, and I'm going to end this live real quick. I probably will come back, but I just want to go back live from my main page. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go back from my live from my main page. That way I can make sure I got my thing. So I'll be back, you guys. And I'm really not understanding why. Yeah. So let's talk about it. Dr. Umar is definitely a fraud. I want to talk about that. That's the number one topic. And I also want to talk about BM's refusal to take accountability, because what I saw was this man right here made a post of himself in a public place at the gym with a shirt on that says "Black Moms Ruin Sons." And, you know, I just want y'all to know that that's BWs, and I wish that that's something that more people would speak about. But I think that in the BC, that we have gotten very used to the disrespect of BWs. And also, oftentimes we say, oh, these crazy men, they're only online. This is an online situation. It's not reality. That's not what's really going on. When in absence of these BMs degrading BWs and talking about them and saying the worst things and threatening BWs and calling them out of their names and all of these things, these are real men, real BMs that go out in the world and live and exist and interact with other people. And higher race of people, namely BWs, all that does is, and that is the biggest thing that I really want to talk about is this whole black moms ruin sons. It's like no one ever talks about the fact that it's so much contradiction and hypocrisy that is a black motherhood that I really wish people would understand. You have BMs that say that they're the most active fathers. They're always there, even if they're accurate, self-reported study. But if indeed they are the most involved fathers and they're always there and this, that, and the third, then why in the world would black moms be able to ruin your sons? Wouldn't you have a whole lot of time and a whole lot of attention and that you would be dedicating to give to that boy so that he wouldn't be quote unquote ruined? Yeah. So I really want that. I think that it's something. I did just go ahead and hit my Wi-Fi. So hopefully the live is better now. I think that this is something good to talk about because, I don't want to have a emotional conversation about this. I really want to have a fact-based conversation. And the fact-based conversation is this. Like I said, you can't be a black mother ruining sons if the men in your community, aka black fathers, are the most involved. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. If you're always there, you're taking them to school, you're pouring into them, you're giving them advice, you're mentoring them, you're taking them places. How in the world would your sons be able to be ruined? Wouldn't that mean that you're not as good of a parent as you say you are? Huh? And like I said, it's black women are responsible for everything in the black community. But then black women are supposed to bend the knee to BMs. It doesn't make any sense at all. How in the world are you telling me that I'm responsible for everything in the community? Anything that bad goes on, nothing, da 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 da. How is that the case if, yes, that's real. It's real, Magda. Yes, he wore this out in public. Yes, which I find to be insane. But like I said, I feel like BMs want the title of leadership without actually having to lead or take any type of accountability. But anyway, so let's go to number 3. BMs do not respect marriage, yet will simultaneously shame BWs for not being married. How in the world are you going to shame the women in your community for not being married when the majority of y'all don't marry? And that's crazy to me because still overwhelmingly BWs choose BMs. And until that changes, the marriage rates will still be low. Let's see here. Twin says the biggest problem is women that play games with children using them as pawns. That's not true. The biggest problem is that BMs don't choose better. You don't choose women that won't use your child as a pawn. You don't keep your legs closed and keep it in your pants and wait to have intercourse and have a child with a woman that you're married to. And you treat her with respect so y'all stay in a relationship. That's the issue. Keep your legs closed. So yes, and we all know bitter baby daddies that have kids everywhere that don't keep it in their pants. And they have done things to exacerbate the situation between the two of them and say that woman's bitter. Why is she bitter? Is it because you cheated on her a million times? Is it because you abandoned her while she was pregnant? Is it because you told her that it wasn't yours? When you knew that you were having unprotected intercourse with her? Please stop it. I know way more uninvolved fathers that have done the same thing to multiple women. So please stop. Like a home can't be broken unless a man breaks it. Keep your legs closed. Keep your legs closed. And you know what I'm saying? You keep talking about a bad wife or bad husband. Y'all are not married. Y'all are not marrying these women. Y'all are not building families with these women. Y'all are impregnating women with abandon. Y'all are having intercourse with women that you do not even like and have no intentions on doing right by them. And then you talk about, oh, these women are bitter. Well, maybe if you kept it in your pants, you wouldn't be in these situations. Like, you're the man, right? You say that you're the head, right? You're in charge, right? You're the leader, right? Well, then lead and keep it in your pants and start procreating with a woman that you're married to. Start abstaining from intercourse. Stop having intercourse with women that you're not married to. Stop ejaculating into women with abandon. And you know you don't plan on being there. You know you don't want to do right by that lady. You know you finna play in her face. That's the thing. Y'all expect the women not to be upset at bad behavior on your part. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, like I said, thanks for the gift. Let me keep going. Like I said, it doesn't make any sense. BMs do not respect marriage. They do not value family or partnership. And then number 4, I find it to be so odd that there are so many BMs that hate their mothers when your mother is literally the reason why you're here and why you exist. If your father was gone and you're an adult man, the only reason why you're there is because what? She took care of you. She nurtured you. She fed you when you couldn't even feed yourself. And she chose to, Twinell, I don't know what you're talking about. I'll send you a request to get in the box because I don't understand what you're saying. I'll give you 2 minutes to speak uninterrupted because I have no idea what the heck you're trying to say. I don't get it. Go ahead, sir.
See, the thing about it, ma'am, is this is what I teach my daughters. I don't teach my daughters that to rely on a man to treat them right. I teach my daughters that that's their body, their choice. Sex is 3 steps to sex. Commit, lay down, open your legs. Women controls all 3. You handicap a woman by telling her to rely on a man to do right by her instead of her doing right by her own body. The thing about it is this.
No, okay, hold on 1 second, sir. You first, the one of the things that you mentioned in the chat is that you talked about like women using children as pawns, and so many men that that's happened to. What I said is that when you're talking about a man's response to parenthood or being a father or what's going on with the woman that he chose to have a child with, I said that men are not exempt. You close your legs. You keep it in your pants. You wait until you get married. You wait until you love a woman and make her your wife before you start making children and having babies. And that's the thing. We always put it on the woman, the woman, the woman, the woman. But women are not complaining. When women have these children, they have no choice but to take care of them. The kids are there with them 24/7. We're talking about men that want to go in and out of the children's lives or abandon them. What about them? Why are they not keeping their legs closed if they don't want to pay child support, if they don't want a woman playing games with them, if they don't want a woman playing with the kid and using the kid as a pawn? Why are you not closing your legs and not having intercourse with a woman that is not your wife? That is the thing. That is the issue that I'm talking about, because men feel as if they can do whatever they want to do and consequences be damned. And that's not true. So why in the world are we giving men grace when they're around here crying about child support? If you kept your legs closed, you wouldn't have to pay child support. If you wasn't having intercourse with a woman you didn't like, you wouldn't have to be dealing with her when she's mad that you don't want to talk to her no more. You get what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but what you're saying is not making much sense because
It makes
listen,
complete sense. You want
because
to take away accountability from the man. That's the reason why it's not making sense to you. You want to be able to tell men that they can go have intercourse with however many women they want. They can have intercourse with them. They can impregnate them, and then you always want to throw it off on the woman and say, "Oh no, it's her fault. It's her fault. It's her fault. It's not my fault. It's her fault. It's her fault." That's the reason why it doesn't make sense because black men are used to not being able or not being held to a standard of being accountable for anything, especially for their undisciplined nature when it comes to intercourse. That's why it doesn't make sense to you.
okay, the thing about it is my biggest issue is I believe men and women can do what they want to do with their life. However, if you reach a point where you start complaining about something, then hey, it's your body, your choice. I'm big on that. Your body. I teach my daughters something totally different. Again, I teach my daughters it is up to them to treat their body like a temple. Don't rely on another man that you don't know or a stranger you just met to treat you as a queen. If you walk around here and think that every man is going to treat you right without them making a
Do you
commitment
tell
to
your
you,
sons that too?
I tell my son to stay away from certain kind of women. I do. I
See, and
tell
that's where you messed up. You should be
no,
telling your son the exact same thing that you tell your daughters. That
because
he needs to keep his legs
man,
closed.
because
It's
this
his
is
body, and he needs to
listen,
be
this
keep it
is
to himself.
listen, ma'am. This is the difference. The difference is this. I believe women controls access to sex. That is what I believe. That is what if all women tomorrow said, I will not have sex with a man unless he own a Porsche. The Porsche bar cloud is sell out. Women control access to
No, men
sex.
would start
Ma'am,
graping women
ma'am,
because
ma'am,
men
ma'am.
wouldn't
No,
be
no,
able.
no. Then they
No,
should go to
sir,
jail.
sir, sir.
They will go to
Men would
jail.
start graping women because they wouldn't be
No,
able to afford the
ma'am.
Porsche.
The point, thank you. That's my point. That lets you know who control access to
No,
sex.
it doesn't show
Yes,
who
it
controls access
does.
to X. There are plenty of men. There are men that may be able to get women. They may be attractive. There are men
So
that
you think
that
a woman have to have sex with any man who acts? That's
what?
what you believe.
No, I don't believe that.
Okay, so women control access to sex.
No, they okay. Well, you're not understanding what I'm saying. What you're doing is you're trying to take the accountability off of men. Of course, women have a right to choose what they want to do, and if they are messing with some bum, that is also a part of their fault. But what I'm saying to you is that when you come up here and you try to say, "Oh, I know all of these men that have been abused by these women. I know all of these men that have had intercourse with these ladies, and these women have used their children as pawns, and these women have treated them badly, and they vindictively filed for child support." What I'm saying is the same logic that you're applying to women needs to be applied to their goofy behinds too. They can easily close their legs. If that woman say, "Hey, yeah, I'm gonna give you some, brother," he can easily say, "No, thanks. I don't like you. I'm not married to you. You're not my wife. I don't want to have any kids. So let me keep it closed. Let me keep it tight until I find somebody and I marry them." But you know that men are not going to be disciplined. You want to take away from accountability from black men. So you're going to put it all on the woman. That's what I'm saying. Of course, women have a responsibility, but you're acting like men do not. Men do. So don't come on the lie talking about child support, women, children being used as pawns, because if that's happening to you, it's your fault. Because you didn't get to know the woman properly. You didn't vet her. You didn't wait for her to be your wife. You just went out there and started busting in the first woman that let you. Does that make sense?
If that happens in majority of the cases, you have a point. But that don't happen in
It
majority of cases.
happens in the majority of the cases.
Ma'am,
If you
ma'am.
don't know a woman, what if you mean to tell me when all these men are crying about child support, they all got hoodwinked by these women? They all the women just they had no idea. They saw no red flags. They saw no signs that woman might be on some BS. If you
Teach
really
us.
want to say that,
Okay,
then that means that men should never be in any type of leadership
okay,
position
ma'am.
because they're
Teach.
incapable of critically thinking.
Okay, ma'am. Teach us how to find a woman that will not care that it's important to have both parents just because he cheated on her. How to spot those
Wait a
kind of
minute,
women?
what? Say that one time.
What I'm trying to say is, if a relationship devolves where we can't be together, how to spot a woman that's going to use a child as a pawn? So I could tell all the men how to spot
Okay,
that.
I'll tell you right now.
How to
One of the
spot them.
number one things that you could do is wait until you're married to have intercourse.
No, because women do that after you get
Yes,
married
no,
to
no, no, no,
relationship.
no, 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 no. The majority, if you're going to take it that far, Y'all gonna marry her. You're gonna get to know her for an extended period of time. You're gonna have deep conversations, deep talks. You care about her enough that you want to make her your wife. She cares about you enough to make her your husband. She has a strong family system, a strong family base, faith-based values. That's not gonna happen to you. And let's not act like the majority of black men that are in these positions are married to these women. They are not. They're having intercourse with women just randomly. They're not their girlfriends. They're not their wives. They're not committed to them. You and I both know that. So please
And,
stop it.
and
The
who
first
control
thing
Hey, you're
that
a
we
access?
need to
host.
do is for you to cut access off and keep it in your pants
Cut
until
access.
you
You heard
get
what you
married.
just say? I agree with that. Cut access. And who control access again?
Men also control. Oh my God, bro. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Hey,
What I
host.
just said, I already said that women also have a part to play. But what I said is you started off your comments in the comments talking about men being taken advantage of when they have impregnated a woman. So I'm talking to men. I'm saying if you don't want that to happen to you, keep it in your pants. Close your legs. Cut off access to
So,
your
Okay.
penis. Women
hey,
are not
twin.
stronger than men. Women cannot take you
Yes.
somewhere and grape you. You are having intercourse with her of your own volition with your permission. So if you don't want bad outcomes when it comes to so-called black mothers, or you don't want your black sons ruined, then leave black women alone and don't have intercourse. It's just that
So,
simple.
yes. So, twin. So, if you say just like now, since you said the woman have control of sex, right? So, just in your case, just say that. But who has the control of bodily fluid?
Exactly.
So, even though the woman decide to open her legs, who has control of bodily fluid? That men have the can control. I mean, literally, you can drain in the toilet, in the ground, whatever. Why inside her? So even by your logic, women don't have control of that.
Thank you for that, Magda. That makes perfect sense, but sometimes I don't know. Go ahead, supervillain.
And also, I just want to say one thing too, real quick. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Like, so I was actually on the live too. The little man said they're conditioned to lie to women. They literally said their father, the uncle, their friends taught them how to lie, manipulate women in order for to sleep with them, like literally. So that's the reason why he don't want to tell his son not to sleep with women, because he knows if he gonna tell his son to do that, the son will not have access to women. So the whole purpose is to just manipulate and lie to women to sleep with them. That's the whole purpose is.
Yeah, it's always really crazy to me because I grew up with both my parents who are married, and my dad, when I went to middle school, the first thing he told me was about how bad boys were and how bad men are and how men lie and how men misrepresent themselves and they'll act like they like you just to get in your pants, but they don't, and all of this other thing. And I think that out of the fathers that I've talked to with daughters, probably about 95% of them, if they're at least a dad that's trying to do right, they warn their daughters about how disgusting and predatory and how dishonest and deceitful men are. But for some reason, when we have these conversations, men, black men, or even it's not just black men either, it's men, all of men of all races,
Literally,
come up
almost
and
man,
try
trust
to,
me.
they try to
Hmm.
come up and throw it off like they don't know. Like, oh, wait, what? We do things to women. We lie. We finesse them out of the drawers. What? What? Never, never. Yes, you have. You know that you have. You know that
Literally,
plenty
a
of men
group of
that have.
men,
It's really
group of
crazy.
But
men.
see, ma'am, I always want to predict every man is trash until he's wise.
We
That's what
we
I
know
do.
that.
I
We know
tell
that.
my daughters, every man, see him as a person that's going to mistreat, he shows you otherwise. That's what I
Okay.
teach my
All
daughter.
right.
So
I
that's the
never
same
said
thing
there
I
was
say.
anything wrong with what you're telling your daughters. What I said was, is there something
However,
that you should
ma'am,
be telling your son as well? That's something that you need to be
no,
telling men
because
too. Yes.
the thing about it
Yes,
is,
absolutely.
ma'am, my
You don't think that men, no,
my
no, let
whole
me tell you something.
premise.
The reason why you don't think that is because you don't think that men have the capability of being discerning or having self-control or
True.
keeping it in their pants.
You're right.
That's what you think. And
You're
if you
right.
think that, then that
You're
just
right.
means that you acknowledge that men are trash. And if that's the
I
case,
acknowledge
then
that
men
men.
don't need to be with anybody. The majority of men,
I
their lineages should die out and they shouldn't be with anybody. It's just that simple.
I
Because if
agree.
you can't
I
control your
agree to your.
body, then who are you really? Are you an animal if you can't control yourself? And if you think that women can control themselves but men cannot, then I really think that we know who's the superior of the two then. Because self-control is one of the biggest things that you can do to help yourself. But anyway, let me keep going. Go ahead, supervillain.
Thank you, Trick. Y'all
Hey.
tap the screen. I told you be doing Mother Nature's work. The patience. I really, really admire your patience, Triggered. I'm gonna
Girl,
say,
girl.
listen. I'm gonna say this. You know, I always say. I'm always telling women when these niggas tell you good morning, look up in the sky and make sure the sun is out because they lie and they lie for no effing reason at all. They lie just to lie. All they do is lie. I'm going to say this as to control over smacks. I've been celibate for the past 15 years, so I don't even remember how to do it anymore. So I can't even talk to that. I'm going to say this and focus on the prompt. Trigger, these dudes, let me tell you something. For number one, with Dr. Umar, these dudes will be short on the rent. They will be short on the light bill. They will be short like in real life. They never short on audacity. The audacity for this man to be hustling, trying to raise funds for a school for other people's kids. Meanwhile, the whole time he wasn't taking care of his. These niggas never lacking audacity. That when I heard this shit, I said, "You got to be kidding me." But honestly, it's always a disappointment and never a surprise when it comes to stories like this. Number two, don't gotta do too much research. Twin Rel just literally proved the prompt in 4K. Black men refuse to take accountability. He put all the onus on women when men have a, even though I feel like men's participation is minuscule at best, men have a participation, but he didn't say anything about that. He just proved your point in 4K. They do not take accountability for anything. So much so, they allergic to it. What I do suggest that they stop having audacity and start taking accountability. If they switch the two, they'd be a whole lot better on. But you know me, I don't be up here for solutions for men. I'm all about the women. Black men, BLK men hate their mothers. Do you know what? I'm conflicted about this. I'm going to be honest. Because even the ones who love their mothers yield the same results. So at this point, does it even matter? Because in general, they all yield the same results. And I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I yield.
So you say 15 years. That means nobody can make you have sex with them, right?
Twin, I think we already got your point. I just
All
told
right.
you that
So
we
again,
no women at in here ever said that black women or mothers or whatever of any race don't need to, if they have chosen an unsuitable partner for or a baby father or a child's father, that they have a part to play in that. No one said that. The only person that's attempt to avoid accountability is you.
I didn't say that.
You haven't
I,
acted like black men have any
ma'am, I
responsibility
didn't
in
say
keeping
that,
their legs
ma'am.
closed. You just said
Ma'am,
that black men can't even control themselves.
I
You
agree.
said,
When it
hey,
comes to
if
sex,
somebody
ma'am,
offers their body up,
yes.
they just have no choice but
I
to
didn't
do it.
say, ma'am, I didn't say, ma'am, what I said is if you believe all bad men would disappear, you're being delusional. However, so since I don't believe,
No, you're
ma'am,
delusional.
listen,
You're delusional.
ma'am, I don't
No,
believe,
sir. Nothing that you said made any type of sense. You want to sit there and educate your daughters, but don't want to educate your sons because you already know that you feel like it's okay for a man to be undisciplined with his penis. And that's crazy. You
no,
cannot come up here
no,
and complain about
You
at
want to
child
all.
admit
support.
that,
You
twin.
cannot
You
come up
I
admit
here
did
that.
and
not say
complain
that.
about
I
motherhood.
said
You
women
said that.
control sex. I say women control sex. My
Oh my
son don't control
gosh.
whether he can have sex with a woman.
Also, men
But I
control.
just literally just said,
Okay, hold on,
like,
hold on. Okay, I'm gonna try to say it one more time, very slowly, so that maybe you can understand what I'm saying. I think that you know, but maybe you don't know. When you came in here, sir, your first comment was, "I know plenty of men that have had babies by women, and those women have used the children as pawns." What I said is, if you have a man that is complaining about the type of mother that he has chosen for his child, or complaining about child support or anything surrounding the type of mother that he chose for his children, it is his fault. He should have closed his legs, kept it in his pants, and made sure that he reserved that ejaculation for his wife. You would not have the majority of the issues that the black community has, especially the ones with black men crying and hooting and hollering about paying for child support, if they were more discerning about who they had intercourse with. Instead of saying, oh, you gonna let me get it? I don't like you. I think you're gross. I don't like your personality, but I'm gonna go ahead and bust a nut right here. If black men were more discerning, they wouldn't be in any of the positions where they're complaining about. Just like this man sitting here in the picture that says black moms ruin sons. Whoever his daddy is, if his daddy had made sure that he was more selective in who he chose, his son wouldn't be up there looking like a goofball. Of course, women have an option to choose men as well, but we're not talking about black women. You get what I'm saying? So you just told me that you don't think that men are going to have any control over themselves. You say you don't think that men have self-control. So once again, then that means that you're just like the majority of the black men that come up here that don't want to share in any responsibility. You want to put everything off onto the woman. You don't want to have any control over your actions. If you do something bad, it's your mama's fault. If you have intercourse with a woman you don't like, it's her fault.
Let me put it this way. Here's what I believe. I believe a woman can have sex with who she wants. I believe a man can have sex with who he wants. But I also believe if a child's come here, if a child get on this earth, the only reason a child should be taken away from the father if there's something physical happening to that child or that mother. Not because he cheated, not because he's a bad person to you, not because he fussed you out, not because he yelled, not because you don't like him no more, not because he got a new wife. The only reason a man should be kept away from his child is not because he didn't marry you, or not because he ugly now, not because he gained weight. The only reason a man
nobody's arguing that point. What are you talking about, bro?
Okay,
you
so
are arguing a point that nobody ever made. This is literally a straw man argument. Nobody said anything that you're saying.
But my point I'm trying to tell you is
What
in
are you
majority of the
talking about?
cases, but in majority of the cases, that's why women run out
That's
and get
not
child
true at all. The
support.
majority of the cases,
Yes, it
y'all are
is.
not present fathers. Y'all are not present
Oh,
parents.
Lord.
Let's talk about the black men who the women said, hey, you
The best
cheating. I
fathers
don't want to
in
be
the
with you
United
no
States
more.
of America is black.
Okay, let's talk about the many black men that have said, hey, I don't want to be with this woman anymore. Or the woman says, hey, you know what? You cheating on me. You treat me bad. I'm not going to be with you. And the man has said, hey, you know what? Cool, but I'm not having nothing to do with the kids then. How many men use access to the woman that depends on whether they're going to be a father or not? Please stop it. And I don't even want to get into this conversation because we're arguing a point that I never made. Nobody said a woman should cut off access to their child because she thinks he's ugly or she don't like him no more. Neither are black women doing that. That lets me know that you don't know nothing about being a mother.
Black women is doing
You
that.
don't know
No black
nothing
women
about
doing
being a
that.
mother. You don't know nothing about parenting. You don't know nothing about how hard it is to be out in this world as a black woman and a mother. Oh, a woman that's a mother that's taking care of kids needs a freaking break. She needs to relax. She needs to decompress. Ain't nobody turning down a good daddy. Get out of here. That lets me know you don't know nothing about black women and nothing definitely about black mothers that you would even say that. That's the dumbest thing you could ever say.
I've been
It's
married for
completely
16
idiotic.
years and 4 kids, man.
Not
I
to
know a
mention,
lot
yeah,
about
16
black
years
women.
and 4 kids. How long you been married?
I've been married 16 years with 4
Okay,
kids. I know a lot
so then
about
you don't
women.
know. So then you don't know. If you've been married for 16 years, how the heck would you know what's going on with single people? How would you know what's going on with women playing games with men? You don't know. Your boy could have told you something that might not be true. Nobody knows nothing that's going on in a relationship other than the two people that are there. So if you've been married for 16 years and you got all the kids by this woman, how the heck would you know? So once again, you just bumping your gums and talking about something that doesn't make any sense. Like you just wanted to come up here and just speak about something that was totally uneducated. Like make it make sense for real. Like what are we talking about? What are we talking about? We're talking about Dr. Umar and men being using self-control. And you don't want to talk about either of those things. So why are you up here? You want to talk about women.
No, because about self-control. Men with self-control. The point I'm trying to get to you is this. It will
Should men
always
keep it in their pants or not?
there will always be men with no self-control.
Just
Okay,
say
but
exactly what she said.
should the
You keep
majority
cutting
of
me
men
off,
control
yo.
themselves? Should the majority of men control themselves? Yes or no? Should the majority of men reserve their ejaculation fluids for their wife?
Majority
Yes
of
or
men
no?
do. Women have a baby
Just
by
say
the same
yes or
man.
no.
Women
Yes or
having
Just
no?
babies by the
literally
Yes
answer
or
the
same
no?
damn
Yes
question.
or
men.
no? Yes or no?
Women
Yes or
having babies
no?
by the same
Yes
men. What are
or
you talking
no?
about?
Yes or no? I don't want to hear nothing else except yes or no. Should men be more discerning with their private parts and reserve their ejaculation for the woman that they're married to?
All
Yes
men
or no?
should. Yes, all men
Okay,
should.
all right then.
Okay,
Okay, then
but
that's
now
all we
let's
need to
get to
talk about.
reality.
Okay,
Now
now let's get to reality. Absolutely. Take your bald headed back to your wife. How about that? That's the reality. That's the realest thing I can do for you. I cannot take it no more. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you about a point I never made. And then you want to talk about let's get back to reality. You mean you want to get back to the reality where you say that black men have no control over their private parts. And when women walk past them, it just jumps out of their zipper and they just go ahead and have no choice but to have intercourse with whatever woman they walk past. And it's not their fault. No, ain't nobody about to talk to you about that. Go somewhere and get some Rogaine. I'm not about to play with you. Like, get out of here.
He
It's
literally
just
can't even
stupid.
answer a question. This is so like it's so hard to say yes or no. Like
Because he came up here to make excuses for men, and it's very upsetting because that's what they do the majority of the time. It's just crazy. Oh, go ahead, Magda. You can go ahead, sis.
I lost train of thought. Like I'll let super billing go and then I'll go next.
Go ahead, Dark Truth. Go ahead, babe. Let me send you a request just in case, unless you didn't have anything to say right now. Because like I said, I don't understand what that guy was saying. I mean, I do, but it was
All I
still.
was gonna say was that I hate when dudes get up there and they act like men don't have any self control, like they don't control who they have sex with. Also, that's all. But you kicked them off before I can have the conversation with him. So
I promise you, babe. He wasn't gonna say nothing. He wasn't gonna say nothing that was worth you listening to. Uh, let me go down here. I just added somebody. Go ahead, sir.
You
Or SR. Let me see.
just say
Let me know
30.
how to pronounce your name. Sorry about that.
Just say 30.
30? Okay, okay, go ahead, 30.
How's it going? What's the prompt exactly, if you don't mind me asking?
It's just about like you can talk about any of the topics there on the screen, whatever one you
I
choose.
mean, the main one that caught me was the Dr. Umar's a fraud. I met that man personally myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I declined that because that was back when I was like 16, though. I'm gonna be honest, but I learned a lot, especially when it got into like black history and stuff about where we came from, or stuff like by Egypt, what we've been taught here in America and how they try to erase history and all that. I decided on my own term to go do my own research, and I learned a lot, especially with just being born in America is wrong. The way how we like the way the system is built is wrong. Even calling yourself black constitutionally, if you look up what black means, it means like if you go on the court and you telling these people you black, you telling them like you don't know where you come from, you don't come in peace, stuff like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to take that time on my own to go learn stuff like that. That's what I'm just trying to say.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I do think that you have to understand that a broken clock can be right two times a day. And just because he has enabled you or helped you to get more in touch with your history, it doesn't mean that he can't be a fraud and a deadbeat as well. You
So
can't get online and profess to talk about how important building the black family is, how important black fathers are needed, and all of these things, and tell black women it's so important that they should be willing to share a man and to get into polygamous relationships, and then not be taking care of the kids that you've made in this world and ignoring them. So that is definitely fraudulent. You can't preach to your people and tell them a lifestyle that they should be living and you're not living it yourself. But that doesn't take away that what you said he helped you with. I've listened to a lot of Dr. Umar's things. I think a lot of things that he says as far as the black community is correct, but
yeah.
he's just a fraudulent Negro, but it doesn't take that away that he's fraudulent and a hypocrite as well.
Okay, I see what you coming from. Okay. What is this? I see another one. The BM refused to take accountability. Um, Oh, nothing. Want to get on. I don't want to say all of them because it is good baby mothers out here, but for the ones who do things out of spite, yeah, they don't take accountability for real. Because a lot of, in my opinion, I'm gonna say in my opinion, for what I see, a lot of them, even for the males too. I'm gonna play this vice versa. I ain't gonna just target one person. I'm gonna go vice versa because that's facts. In most cases,
Just 1 second, 30. I'm sorry, sir. Just one moment.
oh, you good?
Twin, I saw your comment down there where you said that most women that talk like this are unmarried. My husband is up here on his panel. He's right there to the left of you, Dark Truth. So please stop trying to resort to personal attacks just because you don't agree with what I'm saying. I think the majority of the time when
What was
somebody
that?
say something, y'all always want to go to, oh, you're not married. You don't got a man. You're lonely. You're bitter. You know, I have a man. He's black too. He's right there. Like, so maybe you can talk to him.
Please, sir. Please, sir. I mean no disrespect, sir, but let me say this.
Be careful. Be careful
Listen,
with what you say.
yes, no problem. I respect men and women alike. Here's the deal.
No, you don't.
Okay,
No, you
I'm
don't.
sorry. Okay, all I say on this thing is, all bad men will never disappear. So, ladies, understand that there will always be bad men on this earth. So, this is what I tell my daughters: treat every man as if he's a
We already
bad
heard
man.
what you said. We don't need
I'm
to
talking
hear
to
it
your
again.
husband. Maybe he'll hear me. Let me talk to your husband,
No,
please.
no, no. We already hear. You don't need to talk to my husband about nothing. He's a
What did
good
you
man.
mention, daughter?
He
How
would
about your
never
son?
he would never say that a man doesn't have self control. But what I brought you up for is I
Didn't
just wanted to
say
know why you
that,
saying I was unmarried. I want to know why
ma'am.
you
I
resorted to
say
What I
that.
some
said when I
men.
was listening to the
I
conversation,
say
one of the
some
things. Hold on,
men.
wait. One of the things that I was going to say was that you make it seem as if men don't have self control. Like when y'all
Some
say
men
when y'all say
won't.
that when men always want to say that women control like sex. You act like dudes just because any type of woman comes up to them, they just gonna have sex with them. You know what I'm saying? They can say no to chicks too, just as much as women can say no to men. Dudes can say no to chicks. So I just hate that whole aspect that everybody always wanted that the women control sex,
That's
the men
that.
control the money. It's like it's 2025, man. Most people out there either gonna do what they're gonna do with whoever they want to do it with, both men and women, or they gonna refrain from doing anything with the woman or with the man. So I don't know why we still hold on to that view as if men can't come out here and say no to sex also.
Okay,
Like we
brother, I
we
agree
bad
with you.
because
But what I said was there will always be men that will not do that. So you must prepare yourself for that, ladies. That is what I said. You disagree with that?
Twin, nobody disagrees with
what
any
now?
of
They,
that.
they
I
got to
already
prepare
told you
themselves
that
for
you were
what?
using a straw man's argument.
No.
Nobody ever said anything that was regarding that was even close to not agreeing with that particular point. I already told you is that what you wanted to do is put the whole situation of parenting, issues with parenting, strictly on the woman and allow the man to be absolved from complete accountability for it by saying that the man is just some sexually
Because
undisciplined
yeah, I think that's
pervert
what the
that can't help himself. That's what you said.
I think that's what the topic is
But
that
that's not
men need to display more sexual discipline. That they're complaining about the situation they in because they had no discipline within themselves. They out there having multiple baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? They having sex with all these other people, getting diseases, spreading diseases, all of those things, and they have no sexual discipline. But yet they want to complain about the state that they in. Like they complaining about I don't know what the beginning of it was. I guess what not being able to see their kids and things like that. And from what I understand is that if most men actually go to court for custody of their kids, I think the majority of the time they win. So then the issue would be: are most of the men who are not seeing their kids? Is it willfully not seeing their kids? Are they willfully not going over there and dealing with the woman? Are they impregnating these women with no good intentions of building a family? And it's like they can't complain if that's what their motive is. And a lot of cats won't tell you what their motive is. They just gonna tell you what they unhappy about. That this woman is doing me dirty. She doing this, she doing that. But they're not gonna tell what they did within their relationship or what they did to that person that caused them to be in this situation.
but
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go back to 30. 30, sir, I'll give you another minute to speak uninterrupted since we interjected, and then I gotta go up there to Supervillain. She's been waiting.
No, you good, you good. Um, but no, I say that. I say that back to the BM thing because a lot of people they do things out of spite. Like when I heard you speaking earlier, how they like if the man with another woman or whatever the case may be, it be done out of spite. My honest opinion is if he's there for the kid and he's trying to do what he got to do and all that, well, not say trying, willingly going to do what he's trying to do for the kid, he shouldn't be. There shouldn't be no harsh moves done to him because it ain't too many. You got too many men out here who willingly don't care about their kids, no matter if it was with a bad female or a decent woman. I ain't gonna
Okay.
say female,
All right.
but
I'm going to move forward because that, once again, that wasn't a point that we really wanted to expound on. That was something that Twin brought up that had nothing to do with the conversation. Go ahead, supervillain.
I just wanted to, because I'm going to do some research on my own, so I just need y'all help. The narrative that Twin had said, he was trying to go to the whole thing about us as black women having all our kids with the same man. Basically, you know how they say only 30% of black men have kids, and we all having kids by the same man. I just want to know if we're all having kids by the same man, right? And y'all always say when we having kids by Pookie and Ray Rays. Why would we choose Pookie and Ray Rays to have kids to have child support if they don't have a job? Also, if it's only the Pookie and Ray Rays having kids, then why are y'all other so-called good black men complaining about child support? You're a good black man. You're in your child's life. You have nothing to do with child support. Like, it never makes sense. The math doesn't math to me. Even saying that women are spitefully having kids to get child support from who? The Pookie and Ray Rays who don't have a job? Like, or like, it never makes sense. This is why I say, y'all, when these niggas say good morning, look up into the sky because they just be lying for no freaking reason. I yield, Trigger.
All right. Go ahead, Magda.
You notice like he just talks about his daughter. His daughter need to do this. His daughter need to do that. But he really didn't mention about his son at all. What he need to do. He mentioned that his daughter is supposed to close her legs and watch like certain men, but yet like he didn't even say like the same thing for his son. Like I want you to don't sleep with a woman if you don't want to get married. I'm like exactly like you said, host. Don't open your legs. Like just that simple things. Exactly what he said to his daughter, he teach his son, and he didn't do that. And he's just only focused on his daughter. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. He said in the comments that he's saying that women should stop digging in the trash, but then went ahead and said that the majority of men don't have any self control and will basically have intercourse with whoever, and that's just the way men are. So, if that's the case, then wouldn't the majority of men be trash? So, in order for a woman, if a woman's looking for somebody, wouldn't the mere fact that she was choosing a man in the first place mean that she was digging in the trash? For the
Yep.
hopes that she might find some, needle in a haystack of a man that isn't one. That's what I mean when y'all push forth the narrative that men are incapable of self control, are incapable of discernment, are incapable of keeping it in their pants. Y'all make men look bad. You know what I'm saying? When you go and you tell your daughters, oh, think all men are terrible because men do this, that, and the third, then y'all get on these lives and y'all be upset when women say exactly what you're telling your daughters. You tell your daughters men are trash and immoral and nasty and liars. But then when women get up here and say, yeah, men are immoral, nasty, liars, then y'all get in y'all feelings. Which is it? Either y'all doing that or y'all not. Which is it? Make it make sense.
And
Because
it's
if you
that.
feel the need,
That
because if you're not warning your son against women, you just say you're not even telling him
exactly.
that. You say
Yep.
you're
So
not
their
even
son
telling him
is
that.
part of that trash that he's talking about because he's
Exactly.
not
Yep.
telling his son to have accountability. So his sons are included in the trash that he's talking about.
It's crazy because it's so funny for women to be so bad, for black women to be so bad. Why are y'all not warning your sons and swearing off black women the same way y'all do to y'all daughters? That's what I want to know. Why y'all not say, hey, no, no, no. These women gonna lie. These women gonna weaponize the kids. These women gonna don't do it. Don't be with them, son. Keep it in your pants. Make sure that you better thoroughly. Y'all don't tell them nothing. Y'all just say, go ahead, son. If you can hit it, hit it. If you can be with her, son. So it's like it doesn't make any sense to me. And I just For y'all to say that y'all are the most logical, y'all have the most nonsensical arguments of all time. It doesn't make any sense at all. I've never heard a man come up here and say that he swore his son off women and gave him the long talk that so many women that have active fathers had. I think the majority, like I said earlier, the majority of women who have had a father in their life that may have cared about them somewhat always gives you the men ain't nothing talk to avoid him, to be worried, not to trust him. Don't listen. They nasty. They'll say anything and do anything to get in your pants. Act like they like you, act like they care, but they really don't. Well, what are we talking about?
And it's so funny, like, he's an adult. He should know men literally control the smacks in a way, like the baby, like the men can do that. All the woman have to do is just open her legs. But men literally bring that baby in life, you know? And also, like, the relationship part, the men actually also control that because you can choose if you want to be her wife, ask her to be your the wife or not. Like, he able to choose that. He can walk away. He can control that. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, no accountability at all. No accountability.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I also agree with 200 Maya in the comments, 200 Maya, that says men are not dumb, just never held accountable. I
Yeah.
totally agree with that. I don't think that men are stupid. I don't think that men are ignorant. I don't think that they're unaware of the things that they do to women that is harmful and it's not right. They just don't care. And most of the time, no one holds them to any standard of accountability. People just say, oh, that's the way men are. Like, when you see a man that has lied to a woman, told her that he really liked her, told her that he wanted a relationship just to get the draws. After he gets it, he's curving her, ignoring her, ghosting her, not talking to her. Like, people just have begun to accept that as normal instead of saying, like, hey, that's actually horrific. Like, you're actually a disgusting human being. People, what they do is they turn it on to the woman and say, oh, well, you should have known. You should have never trusted him in the first place. You should have never did this, that, and third. And they keep continuously absolving men of any bad actions. And that's the reason why men will never be better or do better, because no one holds them accountable for anything. Just like in this whole conversation that we're having. Anytime there's ever any situation where you can hold black men accountable or men accountable for something that's very clearly wrong on their behalf, there's always men that will come up and find some way to flip it around and reverse it and put it on the woman. Always. It never, ever fails. Literally, there are women that lose their lives at the hands of domestic violence. And men will say, well, she shouldn't have made him mad then. Oh, well, he went in there and unalived her, the kids, the dog. Oh, yeah, what was she doing? What did she say? Oh, she said she wasn't going to be with him. That's why you don't play with people's feelings. That's why you go ahead and stay even though you're getting your head knocked in. No matter what happens, there is somebody, some man or pick me that will turn around and absolve a man from his actions, no matter how heinous, no matter how egregious, no matter how disgusting. And that is a huge problem. And I don't understand that. At this point, I'm thinking, especially with black men, since of course I have a lot of, experience with black men because I am black, I would say at least 90%. Because I've talked to a few black men that don't do this, but I would say about 90% of black men do this. And it's absolutely terrifying, actually. It's terrifying.
Can I piggyback on that, please?
Yes, go ahead.
The one part I want to get on with the DV part, right? Um, the only thing I would say where it is fair to say that's on the woman's fault is because in some cases, not to say it's right for the man to put it, I don't believe in putting hands on a woman, period. I don't care what she did to you. Unless your life was on the line, you gotta do what you gotta do. But if you know you could get up out of there, get up out of there. But my thing is for the woman, there's plenty of cases. I want to say plenty. I don't want to say the majority because I don't know the actual number. So I'm gonna say plenty of cases that some of these women been through the DV situation, got out of it, and get right back with that man, and then it got.
Okay, first of all, it's so tone deaf that you would even speak on an experience that you have absolutely no knowledge of or understanding of about a woman going back after being, beat and abused. Sometimes women go back because they're scared. Sometimes women go back because they're mentally broken of the situation. In no way, shape, form, or fashion, I don't care if she went back a million times. If somebody put her in the dirt, it's all on him. It's nothing on her. I don't even understand why you would even say that. It's oh,
My
I
my
just disgusting. The lack of empathy, the lack of education, the fact that you would even attempt to talk about something that I know you're not educated on, because the simple fact that you said many cases you don't know is ridiculous. Black women make up 10% of the female population. I say this stat all the time, and I'm gonna continue to say it because that way people know the seriousness. Black women make up 10% of the female population in the US. Yet they make up 59 to 60% of all unalivings of women. Black women are 6 times more likely to be unalived by an intimate partner than other races of women. 6 times more likely. They're also the most ex trafficked. 3/4 of ex trafficking victims here in the US are black women and black girls. What the heck are y'all talking about? I mean, honestly, legitimately, why would you even say anything about that? You know what I'm saying? It's just like y'all just, y'all make me sick. But you know it's my fault. First of all, for giving bald-headed twin a chance to talk, and also giving some guy that sounds like he huffs those whippets. He does whippets. Those doggone ready whip things he sucks on them. It's my fault for even talking to somebody like that. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Because y'all always are delayed. It's ridiculous. Like that's one thing I'm not gonna stand for. You victim blaming women that lost their lives. Get your goofy behind out of here. Let me block you.
And like
You
the
probably got
fact,
here.
and he doesn't even know all this is committed by black men. The
Exactly,
DV,
exactly.
like the sex trafficking, special sex trafficking by black men. Like, I don't know why he say things like that without doing research. Like, that's just the comprehension skills need to be like steady.
I blocked them, y'all. I'm sorry, Magda. I blocked them. I blocked Twin and I blocked 30. They're both gone. I just, like I said, I find that to be disgusting. And it's so funny because when something happens to a black man, everybody's supposed to feel so sorry for him. Everybody's supposed to have so much sympathy. Like when that one black guy, what's his name? I forgot his name, Telvin, that got unalived by his white tea baby mama who
Oh,
said
I've
she was
seen it. I've
supposedly
seen it.
they
Yep.
wanted his brother was on Facebook calling black women black bees and saying
Yep.
that this is the reason why nobody likes y'all because he was mad
I,
that black women weren't
his name is
supporting.
Tevin.
Yes,
Tevin. Tevin
Telvin.
Osborne.
Telvin, yeah, Telvin Osborne. And
Hmm.
what's crazy to me is that you had them, they were upset about that. Then I remember the one black guy that got killed, unalived in the hospital bed. They had what word can I use? Poked
Hey,
up his girlfriend or whatever. And we're
mhm.
supposed to feel sorry for these black men that have done horrible things. But y'all can't even get behind sympathy for somebody that did nothing other than fall in love with the wrong person. Y'all can't give a victim of DV any type of empathy or sympathy. That's what makes me sick. Y'all always want everybody to stop for y'all and say, oh, that black man, oh, I got to fight for that black man. Oh, why are they doing this to our black men? Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. You got pew pew while you was robbing that bank. Those police pew pewed you. Oh, it's so sad. Police brutality. Police brutality. Oh my goodness, this white tea woman that you put on a pedestal end up putting you in the dirt. And I go on your Facebook and your Twitter and your Instagram and you talk about I hate blackies. If it ain't snowing, I ain't going. But I'm supposed to be like, oh, who cares what he said about us? My black brother, my black brother. But y'all can't give an ounce of sympathy towards a black woman. Like, what are y'all? That is exactly why I say, like, unless you are a black man, and I know you personally, and I know what type of person your character is, you will not get a lick of sympathy for me. Anytime I see something happen to a black man, my first thing is to look up his name to see if he got social media. Because 9 times out of 10, he gonna be like, oh, nope, never mind. Never mind. Who cares? Who cares? That is the majority of what happens when I look y'all bandits up. It's just anyway, like these men are stressing me, boy. Go ahead, Magda, if you had something to
Like,
say.
you know what Tevin Osborne said? I'd rather have smacks with a white dog than a black woman.
Yes, I saw that.
That's the most disgusting ever to say that. Like, it really makes me so angry to say to say this. And like now, like his family, they just like Why you guys don't have no empathy? No have no empathy for him? He passed away. Why you guys not standing for him? Like,
Oh, I'm sorry, Magda. Just 1 second. Cookie, I saw you in the comments. You said for me to have some tea. I have nodules on my vocal cords. They've been there from a long time, like when I was a kid. So certain times they flare up. And so they make my voice sound hoarser than usual. They flare up and then they go back down. I'm in a flare right now. It's probably because it's raining. So yeah, it's not the tea. It's not going to help. But go ahead. Go ahead,
yeah,
Magda.
yeah. So I was just saying, like, why would black women care? Like, why would the black woman care about him pass away? Because the things that he set up to be a woman, like horrible things, you know? And it's just, I don't know, like I don't know. I've just seen like most black women are not protected at all, and especially by black men. It just makes me really upset, and the black women are really holding the black community better, honestly. And it just breaks my heart to see that.
Uh,
So
yeah. I'm sorry, you guys. If you guys could keep liking the live, somebody's reporting it. Ingrid, Nicole, you said we don't care. Can you tell me what you're talking about? Like you don't care about what? That way I can find out if I need to block you or not. Because there's people in here reporting the live, which I find to be really strange. But like I said, y'all never want to hear the truth about anything. And that's a problem because y'all have all these lies where y'all talk about black women this, black women that, and y'all talk about how much you hate them. And I never see pick-me's there defending black women, even though they are black women. And I never really see black men defending black women either. So like I said, I can't understand. Yeah, this is my second account. Cause they got me a 7-day ban on my main one because of this same topic. I guess this particular topic must be really triggering. You know what I'm saying? But I've noticed that anytime you have a conversation where it's centered around holding black men accountable in any way, like there's extreme pushback. It's extreme pushback from black men, and it's also extreme pushback from um pick me women as well. Like there be plenty of like pick me black women like, why are you talking about our black men like this? Why? What are you doing? You know, they pop out too. But let me see. I just want to make sure that I find out this lady that said we don't care. Because I want to make sure that I don't have to block her. But she didn't respond, so I'm just gonna go ahead and oh, okay, no. All right, I got you, Ingrid. You said Telvin. All right, okay, I got you about Telvin Osborne. Okay, all right. I just want to make sure. I like I said, I don't understand. I think that there is a very big problem with protecting and coddling black men in the black community. And I think that we won't be able to get anywhere, until that type of coddling stops. And that's the reason why there are so many things going wrong in the black community because even things that we have nothing to do with, we are blamed for it. Like the crime in the black community, people are actually putting it on the black mothers. When you know that if you have a mom, whether she was a single mother or not, your mom was really irresponsible in telling you, hey, don't do that. That's not the way to be. That's not right. You need to do it this way. You're not living right. Da, 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 da. You acting like the majority of these black mothers aren't instilling morals and values into their sons. They are. Their sons just aren't listening. Their sons are being influenced by other unruly black men. Probably the unks there, the older men, the elder men, the quote unquote OGs. And also they're being influenced by music, media, TV, to behave in a certain way. But y'all want to put it all on the mothers. And until you actually put the blame on where it comes, you will continue to see black men deleting each other all the time. You will continue to see black men sitting there at a car wash deleting a man and a 5-year-old girl. And those young men were 21 and I think 25. You see so many young black men, 17, 18, 19, 16, got 2, 3 unalivings under their belt. You really think that those black mothers didn't tell them that unaliving somebody is wrong? You really think that? And that's my thing is that y'all want to hide behind the black woman to find some way to make sense of your bad, ignorant, degenerate behavior. It's not her fault because if that's the case, then why in the world aren't black girls out there doing that? How come it's not black girls at car washes, unaliving kids and unaliving men. Do you know if I go on Instagram how many videos I see of black men deleting each other or pew-pewing the place up? I'm not saying I've never seen some videos of black girls getting it in or fighting, but I tell you what, the ratio was like 9-1. Why if these girls are raised by the same mamas, why are they not doing it? Why they not somewhere pew-pewing the place up? Why they not somewhere putting on shiesty masks and getting active? Why? You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing. Why are black girls going to college and getting educated? Why? Why can't y'all do what these girls are doing? Since y'all are supposed to be the leaders and in charge and the kings, why not?
So I want to understand like how the black men hate their mothers, because it doesn't make sense to me how they even hate their mother. Like, for example, let me tell you this. My mom and my dad, they're no longer together right now, but they raised us. We have 7 children, right? And all of us three, all of us 7, like the girls actually went to school, that got education, but the boys, I mean, they're just not getting their education. And then one of them go to jail, went to prison, and then he came and complained about my mom. He don't want to talk to my mom, but he talked to my dad. I'm like, what my mom do? My mom did not do anything, nothing. My mom actually came and bailed him out, paid $400. My dad did not do anything, and he hate my mother for some reason. He's like, you're not my mother. And I just don't understand the hate of their mothers. Like, she's the one, she raised him, like literally the most. She's always been there for him, and he just somehow hate my mother, like hate her. I just don't understand like the hate, like I don't know. Like
Um,
it breaks my
Yeah, I
heart.
wanted to respond to somebody in the comments that said that I mentioned black men being coddled. I absolutely did. I have said plenty of times that black women coddle black men. I just said it today. So I don't know, maybe you weren't listening. Definitely black women coddle black men in the black community. And even if it isn't the romantic partner like his girlfriend, it's his mom, it's his grandmother, it could be his sisters. And even in there, it's also a culture in the black community to coddle and protect the black man. A black man can virtually do anything and still be looked at as worthy. But a black woman does anything, it's easy to throw her away. You got people that will literally unalive themselves behind R. Kelly, behind Diddy, behind Tory Lanez, people that are known criminals and felons and perverts. But you got somebody like Chrisette Michelle that just sang for Trump, and now all of a sudden she's the devil in disguise or devil incarnate. You get what I'm saying? So absolutely there is a culture in giving black men a grace that is not given to black women. But I will say that that is something that has been indoctrinated into black women. And that's the reason why I make these lives, so that they can see the truth and the reality of the collective of black men. You know, of course, for the all, not all brigade comes in. Of course, it's not every single black man, but it is a very large portion. And I just like to have these lives so black women can see when you're giving that man grace, when you're making excuses for him, he will never do the same for you. Ever. He will never do the same for you. Go ahead, supervillain.
I came up real quick because I got my DoorDash waiting. Um, to say to that part where that those, I guess, 2 young men pew pew down the father and the daughter at the gas station or something like that. They were saying, well, who raised those young men? Like, they always put it on single mothers, and my thing is, Trigger, I don't know about you, but I have never seen any single mom with their son knocking down a grocery store or pew pewing a playground. Why do they always blame it on single mothers? Like, single mothers be at work or at school or doing something in the house. It's these bad men who influence these young men in the street. Like, I'm so tired of blaming single mothers, like single mothers are with their sons pew pewing the playground and knocking down liquor stores. It's freaking ridiculous.
I definitely agree. It's so funny that I saw like a TikTok where it said how easy it is to get recruited into a what can I use, what word? A G, it starts with a G and it ends with a G. How easy it is for black men to get recruited into G's. Um it was in the UK though. and they showed that they had saw this guy like 3 times or whatever, and then at that point they were telling him to pick up these packages and all of this stuff. And I was thinking to myself, like, this is exactly what I'm talking about, but y'all blame it on single mothers when y'all are not talking about the men that are in the communities preying on the youth, preying on impressionable black men. I've used this example also a lot about Young Berg, aka Hitmaker. He was also on Love and Hip Hop, messing with Hazel Eve. Y'all remember that whole saga? That guy said that he came from privilege and wealth and decided after getting enamored with thug life that he was going to turn around and be a quote unquote thug. It had nothing to do with his parents. It had nothing to do with how his dad raised him or how his mom raised him. It was all about the influence that he saw outside of the home. Peer pressure, peer influence. So I wish people would stop acting like they don't recognize the power of peer influence, of seeing what your peers are doing and then wanting to imitate it. Everybody knows that when if you have a good parent, they told you, hey, don't let nobody peer pressure you to do nothing. Don't take narcotics or something like that because somebody pressured you. Don't drink alcohol because somebody's pressuring you. If you see everybody having intercourse and you're a virgin still and you're in school, don't let them tell you that you should be doing that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because everyone knows the power of influence from peers. Some people are quick to listen to the kids and their peers before they listen to their parents. But y'all don't want to say that. Y'all want to just put it on the single mother. Just like with Jeffrey Dahmer. Everybody saw the Dahmer story. Jeffrey Dahmer said he had parents, loving parents, parents that raised him right with morals. But this man still decided to eat on people. He still decided to put people under the influence and take advantage of them and make them a meal, make them a snack. So I wish that y'all would stop acting like just because you do something when you grow up on your own, that means that somehow it's the parents' fault. I'm not saying that there aren't any parents or whatever that dropped the ball, but stop acting like black women just dropped the ball. It's not true. The culture of black men is violence, disrespect, and degradation. Look at the music that black men make. Even their R&B music is disrespectful. Hey, girl, come jump on this D. Yeah, you a 304. Come, let me get it quick, slut. Da-da-da-da-da. The R&B music sound just like the rap music. Then all the doggone movies, oh, I'm a pew-pew you here. I'm a pew-pew you there. Oh, I'm about to sell this narcotic here. Sell this narcotic there. Oh, I got all of these girls that I'm running through and mistreated. What? Like, what in what world do you think that makes a healthy community when the only thing that y'all want to feed the black community is filth? Ain't got no videos, no movies, and nobody being no wizards, no witches, no superheroes. No, they ain't even got none where people is doing like no Jason, no Freddy Krueger, no Michael Myers, nothing. But y'all think that all of these black men are supposed to come out like, what? Make it make sense, for real. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta get real. Please stop it. Stop it. And that's my problem is the majority of y'all, the men, y'all do not think critically. All y'all think is blame the black woman because I'm not man enough to stand on my own too and accept accountability for the reason why black men behave the way that they do. Disgusting. Hey, how you doing, T? Go ahead. Who is this? I'm sorry. Let me see your name. Yeah, you can go ahead. Go ahead,
Yeah,
addition.
yeah, addition by subtraction.
Hey, go ahead, sir.
Um, I don't think it's fair to put us all in one group and category. I
Didn't
mean,
do that.
especially
Didn't do
which
that.
men. Yeah, it's not cool when men do it either. It's not
I
cool.
just said that I didn't do that. I said the collective. I said that there are black men that don't do this. So please don't argue something that I didn't do. You have something else to say?
I think these conversations, if we really wanting real change and real effective change, um, we gotta stop with the rage bait conversations. You
I
know,
didn't say anything that was rage bait. Everything here is factual and it just happened. What did I say that was rage bait?
well, when you was talking about the musicians that make the music, you
Yes,
know,
that's a fact. It happens.
right? You have some artists that's like that, but those
You have the
artists
majority of mainstream artists that are like that.
who
That's the
pushes
majority.
who pushes those artists.
It doesn't matter if the white
It
man pushes it or not. It's the black man's option whether he chooses to do it or not. He does it for some money. So if you sell out the community for some money, it's your fault.
is that not the same with women shaking their ass to it?
Absolutely. But I
So
will tell you
so
this, black women also have been conditioned. Black women for the last several decades have been brainwashed by the music that black men have put out. Oh, you're a 304. Oh, you're a lut. Oh, you're only good for what's between your legs. Come here, B. Come here, this. Come here, that. And now some black women have managed to internalize that. And that's now what they listen to because they've been brainwashed to enjoy that type of programming.
I can
So what
agree
are we
with that.
talking about? Black men started it.
I
Black women didn't start no music where they was talking about black men were 304s. So what are we talking about? How was that rage bait? It's
no.
factual.
This is all conditioning, and all of us are under brainwashing. If we want to be serious with it,
Black men are
um,
not stupid. Black men have the power to control what they choose to do or not do. Black men can say, hey, you know what? Now, especially now in 2025, they can say, hey, I see the influence that this is happening in the black community, which is doing to our young black men. I'm not going to make drill rap anymore. I'm not going to speak anymore about unaliving somebody that looks like me. I'm done with it. I'm not going to talk about serving up you know what to people in my community. I'm done. I don't care if I get a big shiny chain. I don't care if I can get a whole bunch of cars. I don't care if I can get a whole lot of women that'll be interested in me because I got bread. I'm not going to do it. That's what could be done, but black men won't do it. And when you have these conversations like yourself in an attempt to absolve it away and put it on the white man, that's why we won't get anywhere. If the white man can't make nobody do nothing if they don't want to do it. All of this stuff that was done at black men's with their assistance, with their help, with them going right along with it. So I don't know what you're saying. Like I said, this isn't rage bait at all. Period. As I said, if y'all can see once again, I don't think that once again, we're already almost batting 100 here. I think it's impossible for black men to sit down and actually say, you know what? We are responsible for this or that or the third. It's always going to be either the white tea man made us do it, or the black woman made us do it, or my black mother made me do it. I very rarely ever hear black men say, you know what? Yeah, we had a choice. We had a choice in making that music. We had a choice in degrading our women publicly. We had a choice in only showcasing women shaking their butts and having us surrounded by 50 million women. Yeah, it's not like y'all asked those women to be fully clothed. Y'all told the women to do that. Y'all told them that's the only way they was going to get in the video, is if they shook their butts. So what are we talking about? And I didn't drop this man either, just so that y'all know. I did not drop him. He left on his own. And the reason why he left on his own is because he had no point to argue. Because what I said was not rage bait. It was indeed factual.
I think he just
It's
came here trying to
ridiculous.
blame the woman. That's all.
Yeah, I think that they would be like, if y'all really want that type of talk, y'all gotta go to like, Janine Just a Girl. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all gotta go to people like that. Not me. Cause I'm not gonna
Oh
never
yeah.
be like that.
Oh, I hate that. I don't like that created. Just a girl. She's awful.
Yes, she is. She's
She's a pick
horrible.
me. Like she's awful.
Yeah. Go ahead, T.
Hey, what's going on, honey?
Hey,
How are
sis.
you? Girl, listen, I'm gonna just say this. Men do know how to use their critical thinking, but they don't use it when it comes to us. And the reason how I know they use their critical thinking, because if you would have said, if you would have this whole prompt of saying, baby mamas make bad decisions, single mothers, you're a single mother because it's your fault, all the men will say, yeah, it's her fault. You are an adult. No one's responsible for you. It's not your daddy's fault. It's not your mama's fault. It's your fault. You the one who choose the trash man, blah, 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 blah. They become Einsteins when it comes to, vilifying black women or just women in general. But when it comes to them, that is how, when they use all that skill set, there's a reason why. Oh no, it's because of this. You have to consider the fact is this. You got to consider the fact is that they know exactly what they're doing. I'm just when it comes to these dudes, oh yeah, it's not fair to generalize. It's not right to say this. It's not right to say that. But yet under they same breath, they always want to point the finger at somebody else, like as if they're puppets and somebody has a puppet master holding the string. So my thing is, are you the leader of the community, or the white T man is the leader of the community? Because every time I turn around, it seems like it's somebody else's fault why the community is where it's at, and everyone else but the black man. Like the black man just stood by, idly by, and just had all of these disasters happen and didn't do anything. I'm like, oh, okay. So were you included or you're not included? Like, which one is it? I just found it to be hilarious, and it's so funny. We went on a panel earlier. You missed it. It was some toothless guy, right? I forgot his name. 40s and the fifth. The dude, homie, had no. I'm sure some of my ladies that was there, if they're there, they seen him. He had no tooth, and sit up there and trying to hold blame on what black women are doing this, black women are doing that. And then he said under his own breath that he said black women, the reason why we have candy dealers because black men were not able to get hired due to racism, blah, blah, blah. And then he said supposedly spoke to the CEO where he worked at, I think Walgreens or Walmart, whatever, right? He said they told him that the reason why they hire more black women because they outdo the men at the job. And then I wrote in the comment section, dude, you just literally explained why they hire more women. They saying that they hire more women because they perform better at work than the black man. So it's not that you're not being hired because you're black. It's because the women outdo y'all at work. They know how to complete the task at hand. And I just found it to be just hilarious when not just hilarious, but we gotta start normalizing. These men are not as dumb as they're trying to put, as dumb as they try to basically promote. Like, oh, it's because it is. No, y'all know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what you're saying, and you're just being manipulative to just not trying to hold responsibility of your contribute to this disaster culture of black community.
Hey, T, yeah, I was actually on that live too. I remember that he said that, and also
You see, that didn't make no sense, didn't it? Like
no,
he said it under he answered his own question why
yeah,
black women get hired because we perform at the job. We show up, we come there, we on time. We have good attendance. We do the job, not lazy. You're literally proving the point why a company will hire black women before they hire black men because you mother suckers are lazy and you come
yeah.
in late or you
He's super
got
red pill though.
felons. Like you answered your own question, and you answer your own question, and especially when they say that black women are getting more jobs because of affirmative action. So would you think that would make more sense for black men to promote more black young men to go to college, to try to build up an impressive resume so you can get hired for a job, especially a good job that pays? You can't complain about the job, no one's hiring black men, but then make yourself less qualified for a position. That
And
makes
also,
no sense.
he's the one who's like, man, I realized since I turned 30, I've been lying to women. He's like, I just realized I've been lying to women. It's this
Like
with
no
women. Like,
crap. Like
so he
you
just
real
turned 30 years old. He realized he's been lying and manipulating women the whole time, and he knew.
right.
Oh my gosh.
The fact that he had no teeth made it even worse.
Yeah, that's the reason why I wonder why he have to lie because nobody want to get to.
You guys, I think I really don't know I know there are a lot of people that have given up, on ever finding a solution. And, I think that I'm getting also close to that point. But the one thing I feel like I can change actively, I don't think about changing black men in their perspective because honestly, I don't believe that it can be changed. And if it can be changed, it's not going to come from the things that black women say because simply put, the collective of black men don't care what black women say. They don't care about them and they don't care about what comes out of their mouth. So if you don't respect someone and you don't care about what they're saying, why would you ever take anything to heart that they were saying and actually use it as fuel to make you become a better person. You won't do that. But what I will say is that I would like black women to stop enabling black men, stop coddling black men. Like when I did the live earlier today that got shut down, there was a black woman in there like defending Dr. Umar and the fact of, why it was probably okay that this man had abandoned his children and that wasn't having anything to do with his daughters. The fact that and she was making it like it was normal that this girl that is his child had to try to DM him on Instagram or whatever. Those type of pick-me's, those type of mammies, we need to somehow deprogram them from the black male worship that they're used to and stop enabling them. Because I really do believe that a lot of the problem, yes, it has to do with black men too, but a lot of the coddling, the entitlement, the self-righteousness, the misplaced arrogance, the idea how black men think that they're somebody when they're not, that comes from black women. That comes from black women saying, oh, you know what? It's nothing like a black man. Don't talk about our black men, this, that, and the third. Y'all are the reason. The women that do this are the reason why you have people like Slim Thug, some old dusty bandit coming on there talking about they're the most desired man on earth. When everyone knows that black men are not the most desired man on earth, they actually are the one that people look down on the most. And once again, black men always go back and forth on their logic. Because one time they will tell you that they're oppressed by the white T-man. The white T-man is responsible for all the things that go on in the black community. The white T-man is unaliving them and oppressing them and doing this, that, and the third. But then they will turn around and say that those white T-men are happy for them to be with their daughters. And those same white T daughters that grow up in homes with these white T-men that are oppressing them are now so great. They love them. Everything is great. So if everything is great, if all these women want you and everybody loves the black man, you're not oppressed. You're not oppressed, right? You're not experiencing discrimination. You're not experiencing racism. You're not experiencing nothing at all. You can't tell me you're the most wanted and then hoot and holler and cry about somebody treating you badly because of the color of your skin. That doesn't add up. Either you're the most wanted or you ain't. You get what I'm saying? But I do feel like black women allow black men to live in that type of delusion. I really do, because we constantly uplift them when they've done nothing to be uplifted for. Oh, he just got a job. He at least he got a job. At least he stayed out of jail this year. So, like, he doesn't deserve a cookie for that. And black men literally know that we are the only ones that they can offer next to nothing to, and we will be satisfied with it. The only people that I've ever heard tell like a black man that, oh, well, I'll just be satisfied if he got a job. It don't matter if he can pay the bills. It don't matter if he can take care of the house. It don't matter. Just as long as he got a job and he there and he can pay a $50 light bill. That's crazy. That enables them to have a inflated sense of self-worth. Really. That's exactly why you got a man, you will have black men that don't. They're hobosexuals. They don't even have a place to live. But they will still think that they are doing you a favor by staying with you and eating up all your food and drinking your Capri Suns up that you have for your kids. Because you have enabled them to believe that. So we've got to stop doing that. We've got to stop making excuses when things are wrong. When it's wrong, it's wrong. Like Dr. Umar is wrong. He is a fraud, period. You cannot talk about, oh, the black family, the black family, the black nuclear family. Oh, black women, the black family is so important. Y'all should get in polygamous relationships and share a man. You should share one just for the black community and talk about how important black fathers are, but you ain't in none of your kids' lives. You out here getting women pregnant. They said to me, word is on the street that right now they have 3 confirmed baby mamas for this man. 3 confirmed baby mamas for this man in the United States. Then somebody else was saying that he has some women pregnant in Ghana. Now, I don't know, allegedly. But all I'm saying is that you can't tell me, I don't care that if you're right about some of the things about the black community, you cannot be trusted. You taking money for a school that still ain't built. You telling people about fatherhood and you're not even a father yourself. Ridiculous. And one more thing I just want to say, and then I'm about to be quiet and let everybody else speak, is that this dude in the picture that has the shirt on, Black Moms Ruin Sons, Now he's talking about his black mother, but not about his father. And like I said earlier, black men say that they're the most active fathers. They're the most fathers that's always there, which is a lie, but that's what they say. If y'all are the most active and y'all are always there, how in the world, okay, can these black mothers be ruining your sons if you're always there as a strong influence and a strong male presence? Didn't y'all say that all a child needs to turn out right is a male presence? So how in the world are these males getting ruined if y'all are always there? Makes no sense at all. Completely illogical. So, I mean, I just really need y'all to know that y'all have got to like make sense somewhere and not have two differing arguments when y'all are trying to prove a point. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And this person right here, Dr. Noble, that says you women should stop going for men of that kind. You can only blame yourself. Let me say this, the majority of y'all are that kind. You're that kind, which is why you made the comment. So I will say that you have a point that I don't think any women should entertain. None of y'all. None of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Unless like you have been thoroughly vetted and tested. But right now, I believe if you had, like I've said, this is my opinion. I think it's an 80-20 split. 80% of y'all are basura. Basura. Maybe 20% of y'all got some sense. And that's being generous. So yes, you, Dr. Noble, basura. And probably most of the men that you know. And your daddy too. So blame that. Anybody want to say something?
Yeah, and I went to go Doctor whatever Noble. He's an old head. Most likely, men like that are the cause of how the black men are today because you got these raggedy old heads. Got these raggedy old heads that put pimpology into their minds and brung home prison culture and basically polluted the minds of young black men and told them not to listen to their mothers because not every single household black boy came from a single mother household. Their mother was horrible. A lot of times they mothers were good women, hardworking women that wanted these sons to go to school and it was doing exactly what she was supposed to do, but you were influenced by the Tony up the block that was hanging at the
I'm
corner
sorry, T. Just
selling
one
smack.
second. I'm sorry, T. Just one second. This man up here said in the comments, he said, you're saying this like black women are some type of catch. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say the type of delusion and self-importance that black men have. Sir, do you think that you're a catch? Like, do you really think that you should be talking about anybody and what their catch is? You don't even have a lick of hair on your scalp. God has smited you, which is the reason why you ain't got no hair. I say this to y'all all the time, y'all bodies. You don't got no hair. You can't get locks, can't get brush waves, can't get a cruddy cut, can't get an afro, can't get a taper, can't get nothing. All you can do is keep a big fat beard to take away from the fact that you don't have a lick of hair on your head to comb. Please stop the games. You ain't no catch. Don't nobody want you. You old as all get out. I know that you use Viagra or honey packs when you decide to go to your local lady of the night when you want to relieve yourself because nobody's paying attention to you. So you gotta get real. Look at yourself. Take a hard look in the mirror. And then after you take a hard look in the mirror, go brush under your tongue and go put some deodorant on, dust bucket. Like, get out of here. Like, y'all really get on my nerves. Like, y'all be swearing and y'all always be ugly. Like, stop it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to y'all go ahead, T. I'm sorry about that, sis. Go ahead.
No, you good. You read him. You read exactly how he was supposed to be read. He said you paying attention, but yet you on her live. What I find hilarious that black men who do not. What I find hilarious that black men who do not like black women, they always come to our lives in our space and try to bombard their space with their presence or their insignificant words. My thing is, if you don't like black women, that's fine. Who cares? Go to the spaces that do like you. Go to those other women that do like you. Better yet, go to the white tea women. All they did was just voted for Trump, so Trump can give the cops full immunity. So when you be pow in the street, they can get off. That's all what the white tea women did for you.
I'm glad Trump won.
Yeah.
You glad that you what? You
I'm
glad for
glad.
that?
I'm glad Trump won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
You
mean,
about to be a bullet. You about to be a bullet bag real soon.
you know what I think is crazy? I think it's crazy that these men say that they don't like black women, but always want to be in black women's faces. And like I said, you remember T when we were talking earlier, I said that I wish one day I could be surprised and I could go to one of these guys' profiles and they actually look like they didn't sneak on Earth. Every time I go click on their profiles, they look like they're not supposed to be here. They look like they belong in Men in Black. You know what I'm saying? They look like they was one of the ones wearing a skin suit. And it's really crazy to me. Like, I don't understand it. Like,
And
what
y'all
is
say
going
I was
on?
wrong, and y'all be saying not you, but people be saying I'm wrong when they bring up some smortion rate with the black women. And I look at those busters and I say, oh, well, apparently not enough.
Oh,
Apparently not enough.
you
It
know
hasn't
what?
been enough.
Let me say something. The room downstairs, he said that black women are the least married and least picked women on the planet. Black men are also the least wanted and least married men on the planet. And that's what's funny to me. And you're talking to, I don't know about Magda, but I know T is married and I'm married as well. So what are you talking about? But I know you ain't married though, Baldy. I know you ain't got a single woman at your house. I know that when you go home, you got one of them like little disembodied torsos that you can get on Amazon and pump with the bandit. I know you ain't got a single woman waiting at home for you. And it's so funny that a lot of y'all want to use weaponized romantic partnerships against black women when y'all ain't got nobody your damn self. Don't nobody like you, and ain't nobody liked you since the 1980s. So please stop the game, sir. Black men are the least married race of men. They are the least chosen race of men. Please make sure you frame your reality correctly because that is the truth. Now, you may have some low class trailer trash women that give you a chance, the women that these men in their communities do not want, or you may have some girls that call it a wild night in college and then drop your black behind off where she got you because she knows that she doesn't want to anger her family by bringing one of y'all home. Please stop it. Nobody wants you either. And like I said, I'll be doggone if I go back and trade insults with a man that can't even use a comb or a brush. You can't even use a comb. You can't even use a brush. You can't even use a do-rag. You can't even use a wave cap. You can't even use grease. What are you shampooing? Your thoughts? Why am I talking to somebody that has no use for shampoo? Please get out of here. Like, please
Listen,
get out of here.
I refuse to go really much back and forth with men who don't even have a woman to love you enough to make you a sandwich. The amount of these men that's online crying about how women don't make them a plate tells me your quality of a man. Do you mean to tell me you couldn't get a woman to do the so-called most basic thing that every woman know how to do is cook for you? You must be trash.
Exactly. And my thing is, they always sit there and say that black women are so easy. Black women are 304s. Black women are this and that and the third. It's easy to get a black woman, but they don't ever got one. If black women so easy, why you ain't got one, homie? Why you by yourself? Why you by yourself in your bathroom with tissues and Jergens lotion? Wishing that you had a woman that would give you the time of day. Huh? Like, that's my thing is that wishing that you could find a woman that would be satisfied with your 3.5 inches. I really just, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, you cannot shame black women for being alone when you don't have anybody yourself. And that's once again, that's the whole different dynamic that we give towards women versus men. Where a woman not having a man, there's something wrong with her, but a man not having a woman, that there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? No. You sitting there taking a picture at your job in your warehouse job. And that's because you probably can't take it in your car because you probably don't got one. And number two, you can't take it at your house because you live with your grandma or your house is dirty. I just make it make sense. Make it make sense. Um,
That's funny.
like I said, I mean, I really don't even really want to go back and forth with them. I really don't. I don't mean to choose violence often, but it's just that they keep trying me. They keep trying me, and that this is what you get because I learned a long time ago that being nice to them doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? It does not work at all. Being nice to them does not work. And
And I think
Dr. Noble, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to come up here in the live and speak what you got to say with your mouth. I will give you 2 minutes to speak uninterrupted. But if you don't come up here in 10 seconds, I'm gonna block you. Because I don't appreciate people talking cash money stuff that don't even make sense in the comments. T, is that Dr. Noble? Please don't tell me.
Saying Dr. Noble is some dude on there named Money sitting on top of a washing machine and dryer with his phone on the charge and his pants hanging down off his butt with some iced tea. You already know that he's up in somebody's trap house basement. Takes
Oh
a
my
picture.
God.
Who takes a picture on top of a washing machine and a dryer? You have no good background that you and he talking
Oh,
about instead of
Hold
bashing
on.
black men, you should help black men be better.
oh
Who
my
is going to
goodness.
take their time to look at you and say they are going to waste their time with you? Any women that choose you, I will say you should have chose better. Why in the heck were you thinking procreating with this? What were you thinking, honey bunny? He's taking a picture. This is a man over past his 30s, over 35, with his pants still hanging down. Look like he wants something up in his booty cheeks. What were you thinking, my sister? My lovely, my lovely, my beautiful black sister. What was you thinking? Judging by one picture. Yes, it's you chose this to be your image. No one told you to make this your profile picture, a dusty profile picture. You wanted to be judged. You wanted us to look at you on top of a washing machine and a dryer. That's what you wanted us to see with your pants hanging low. I didn't tell you to put this up. Now, if you had some sense and listen to your mama, she would have told you to put on a nice picture as your profile. But we could tell you was probably one of those clowns that on picture day, you would get the rah face on picture day. Your mama had to slap you in the back of your head and said, smile.
Oh
See,
my
this is what I'm
goodness. You
talking
know what?
about.
He
There's
thought
always
this
the
was a
yellow
good
school
picture.
bus riders.
Oh my goodness. All right. Dr. Noble, I saw that you came up. You drop back down. Okay, we're done roasting money. You got 10 seconds to go ahead and get in the box now. We're ready for you to speak. You got 10 seconds to come on up here. And I'm going, if not, I'm gonna block you. So I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one. All right, you're blocked because I can guarantee you, you don't want to get up because you already know that you don't have nothing to say. So let me go ahead and get you up out of here. You up out of here. Bye bye. All right, so he's gone. Let me add up. I think that was Cookie, but I don't know if you still wanted to get up here, Cookie. But yeah, I mean, like I said, everything that everybody was saying was right. T, what she said about the dude's picture was correct. Like I said, you normally, when you choose a profile picture, you try to pick one where you look the best. You feel like you look nice, attractive in it. And the fact that that's the one that he chose is very telling. Very telling. Go ahead, Cookie.
Yes, I just feel like as a man, if you don't agree with something you watching, as a grown man, why would you sit on a panel and argue with women all day about their opinions? If you don't agree with our opinions and y'all think that we so far on the other side, then go on. You don't got to start talking about, oh, God and all this. You're not God. You're not a preacher. You're not nobody. Just because you put noble as your name doesn't make you the prince of nothing. And that's y'all problems right now. Y'all get around these women who tell y'all are kings and you let me do this for you, let me do that for you, that you really think that you're somebody when you have accomplished nothing. Do you know how much of a loser you have to be to post a picture of you at your job? Because you already know if you don't post a picture at a job, people are going to think you're a bum that has no job. That's all I had to say.
All right, all right, all right, Cookie. Definitely understand where you coming from. Like I said, it's very difficult to have these conversations because I understand that I understand the problem in the black community. And like I said, I don't believe that it will be fixed anytime soon because not only is there a problem with black men, but like I said earlier, it's also a problem with black women and them being a pick me and stuff like that. And I know that we oftentimes when I have lives, they're filled with like-minded women. But honestly, there's a whole lot of pick me's, like a whole lot. And they come out underneath like Chris Brown posts and like Tory Lane's posts and even Dr. Umar's posts. Like there are a lot of black women that are still like extremely male centered, very pick me ish. Will throw a woman under the bus way before and hold her accountable for everything before they ever hold a black man accountable for one single solitary thing, even if it's something that he clearly did wrong. So it's like, well, I don't think that we can ever really fix this because I think it's like a 50-50 split, to be honest with you. I think it's 50% of black women that, understand what's going on. They're on the same type of time that we're on. But I do believe there's another 50% of black women that enable black men, that coddle black men, that will dog out a fellow sister just for the attention of black men. And I see it all the time. I see it even in little things that people think that I don't pay attention to. It's just like I wasn't gonna say this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's like three black women. They're normally on my main page. This is my backup page, but normally they be on my main page, and they always got something to say about black men. Like they always talk about black men, dogging them out and everything like that. But you know what? I see those same black women in like Public Offenders Live, or what's the other dude? Shannon Live, and what's that other dude? Did he light skin and he like goofy looking? And I can tell that he only grift with black women because he hope he can get some vagina. Shoot, what's his name? Mike the Voice. And I see those same black women in there just like vying for these black men's attention, trying to get their attention, uplifting them. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, I see what it is. Like, y'all mad at black men, but y'all not really mad. Y'all just bitter, but y'all hoping one day that y'all can, like, be a pick-me enough to get a man that you want. Just like, what's her name? The Real Jane. The Real Jane, the one that was always saying men are not the enemy and holding up the sign. And then, she decided that she wanted to try something different, which is to act like she's mad at black men to hopefully get their attention, and they still not checking for her big-headed behind. Like, there are a lot of black women that are like that. You know what I'm saying? And they still come in the ranks with us, like women that are not on that type of time. You know what I mean? And that is another reason why nothing will ever get fixed. Because I will say that, like, when I first started on TikTok a long time ago, I made pro-black content. I think I've said this plenty of times. I made pro-black content. I talked about the issues that affect black men. I uplifted black men. I uplifted black women. I just noticed that every time I would try to uplift black women, or I would talk about like a black woman who had been unalived or raped by a black man, or something was going on with black women, those same men that would say, oh, we got to protect this sister, we love you, sister, all of this stuff, the minute I tried to center black women or talk about black women, they were in my comments telling me to be quiet. You making black men look bad. Be quiet. Why are you talking about this? Shut up. They would report my lives. They would send me death threats. They would do a whole lot of stuff. And that's when I realized that I was like, wow, like being pro-black is actually not pro-black. It's actually pro-black men, because these men do not care about black women. And that is when I decided to change my like content from pro-black to just pro-black women, simply put. And I think there are a lot of black women that still are not ready to come to that realization that nobody is here to save us. The collective of black men will never save us, will never protect us, will never do nothing for us. And that's not to say that you might have a husband, a boyfriend, a baby daddy, a brother, an uncle, a nephew, a son that will protect you. But what I'm talking about is the collective of black men will never do it. They're not in the mental space to do it. Black women have allowed them to be too comfortable, and they're scared, which is the reason why they have no problem going against black women, just like the Ashies in this chat right now. They have no problem talking crazy to black women, but when I see these white T men on TikTok talking real reckless, I don't ever see them there. I don't never see them there. I never see them challenging these white T men. I don't. And that's because they're afraid. They only want to go for the soft target, which is black women, which is a sad state of affairs. So all I'm saying is that until we can get like other black women of like mind that we could possibly influence or help the other black women, all of this situation and state with black men will continue. It will keep going and going and going and going, because for every black woman that won't enable a black man, there are probably one or two that will. So, yeah. So I really don't know what to say other than be depressed. Oh my goodness. I don't know, Magda. Did you have anything to say? You haven't spoke for a while, Magda.
Yeah, I just want to say too, like, the reason too, like, black women are not even. I think now black women are dating out now. They dating outside their race, which is great. I'm happy for that. Um, but when you mentioned earlier, when they said that black women are at least married because they are literally race loyal to black men, and not because they can't date, but they can't. They just for black men. But now they're actually dating out. I'm not happy for that and found love. And that's the main reason I want to say that, honestly.
Okay. All right. I got you. I think sometimes people, well, no, I was about to say something about that, but I'm not because I don't want people to accuse me of trying to do something else. So let me just be quiet. Did you have something to say? Or Cookie? Because if not, I'm probably
Um,
gonna wrap it up. Go ahead,
I had
Cookie.
something to say just as far as the Tory Lanez comment, because I don't know if anybody else seen either. It was either earlier today or yesterday. The Shade Room had posted that, Tory Lanez been saying in his songs that Chris Brown was the only one that gave him money when he needed it. Out of all the people in the industry, Chris Brown's the only person that supported him. Everybody's in the comments laughing because we all know Chris Brown wish he didn't say nothing about nothing, because we know what that looks like. It's bad men supporting bad men choices and encouraging them to keep harming women. And if we want to be specific, black women. So I took the time to comment, and I just commented a gif, and it was a gif of a black woman that had on her hands, "Stop violence towards women," because no matter how much the men want to act like they're the ones experiencing all the violence, the main people who are experiencing violence are women and children, and that's under the hands of men. So when I posted that, that was all I was posting it for. I get these women, and they all look a certain way. These women, these men telling me, "Oh, F you. Oh, you deserve to get violence towards you because you're talking about them." Then and this man having a back and forth with me talking about, "Oh, well, he went to jail because of Rock Nation, because of Rock." I said, because of Rock Nation. I said, this is your problem. Y'all don't want to use critical thinking skills. Y'all keep thinking, "Oh, Megan, she's a lying HO, this, and that." No, he didn't go to jail because of Megan. He went to jail because the white rich people in the neighborhood said they seen him with the gun in his hand. It doesn't matter, other people's fingerprints. And I said, y'all keep forgetting that he's an ex-felon and he's Canadian. He's not even from America. And he's in America with an illegal firearm doing something he's not supposed to do. He was going to go to jail off of those, just period. But we always do the whole victim, the black man, let's campaign free Tory Lanez. Free Tory Lanez? Why do y'all want to free this short demon? That's all he is a short demon with no hair that's going around physically assaulting women. Then he tagged me in a video talking about, "I'm going to show you how Rock Nation is the reason." Again, another man on a podcast that has nothing to do, because instead of you doing something productive, this is what you chose to do with your life. Talking about, "Oh, Tory had his own thing. He's a mogul. He did this on his own with his own money. He got his I forget. I think it was his publishing because he didn't want to give his catalog to Jay-Z, Rock Nation, whatever the case may be, saying, "Oh, he was doing the quarantine lies." First of all, the quarantine lies was disgusting for the black community. We don't care that he had, all these different celebrities up there. He had women on there showing their bare behinds and naked. And this is, again, the representation for the black community is, this is what we do. We have no home training. This is what the world is seeing. So when everybody is praising him for making a bag off of showing our community this way, when I get to the end of the video, because I always give people a chance to prove me wrong, why the whole, the conflict of interest, he was saying the conflict of interest is that the lawyer's daughter used to be a background dancer for Beyonce. The lawyer that said that they don't want to, they dropped out of the Tory Lanez case because she was representing him. Her daughter, they found out her daughter was a Beyonce backup dancer. I said, that's what you're going off of? A Beyonce backup dancer? And this is really the logic of the black men. And this is what they sit online doing all day. And then when I say you're illiterate, you don't understand things, you don't have proper education, because a proper education would tell you that him doing all those other steps that he needs to be accountable for is the reason why he's in jail. But we keep going past that because y'all want black women to be the villain. You wanted Megan, because the first thing he said was, she got hit with a ricochet. You're acting like that doesn't, a bullet that was ricocheted, you're acting like that doesn't hurt. And second of all, it would have never happened if he didn't do what? Pow pow the gun. So why?
Or try
Oh,
to
I didn't
say
mean to
pew
say that.
pew. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He didn't pow pow with that thing, this would have never happened. But we keep going over this because even with Kelsey, I wasn't in agreements of what happened with Megan and Kelsey because I got a comment too where they was like, did you tell Megan and Kelsey, violence against women? I sure did, because why are y'all fighting over this dusty little leprechaun that has no hair? Why? Kelsey got on the stand and ain't say nothing. She ain't defend him. She ain't defend Megan. And I said the only reason Megan looks like she got justified is because the white rich neighbors corroborated her story. Every other made up story they told didn't go with the people that lived there that actually called the cops on him. But that's all I have to say, because I really don't understand where the logic is, because people aren't using their critical thinking skills. They just want to attack black women. And that's where when people say, y'all sound hurt, why wouldn't you be hurt if you felt like every chance somebody's trying to make you the villain when you're clearly the victim?
I definitely agree with you, and I think that was like the Megan Thee Stallion situation was really something that really opened my eyes. It's not like I didn't already know, but I think that it was just like impossible to ignore, to see how the black community, and not even just the black community, because I can't tell you how many white men that I have seen under comments where they have no business commenting either, talking about how, like, Megan got what she deserved and all of this other stuff. But it made me realize that, like, society wise, like, nobody cares about black women as a collective. Nobody cares about what happens to us. If anything occurs, it's basically our fault. Or even if they feel like it might have been something that wrong that happened to us, we're supposed to swallow it and suck it up and let whoever did it get away scot-free. I've seen so many white tea men make like little lives and little videos on YouTube about the whole Meg Thee Stallion and Tory situation, and see them be on her side. I've seen it from everyone. And really what it made me really understand is that not saying that black women can't find people, outliers or whatever, in communities that care about them, but it made me really understand that generally, collectively, there is no place that black women are going to be able to go for protection. Because I know that a lot of times, black women will say, oh, you know what, as long as we date out, we can just go to the white tea man and he gonna love us and he gonna be our protector and provider. No, he's not. Not collectively. It's not going to happen. The majority of white tea people stay amongst their own, and you already know about the racism that they have. And if you think about POCs, the same thing happens in all of their communities, which is why every literal culture that's not black, they have a serve for black people. And I was just like, wow, like, really, there is a lot of hatred for black women when we've done nothing to deserve that hatred. Not to mention that black women are always standing up, fighting for other people, fighting for their rights. I've seen so many black women crying and hooting and hollering about Palestine and other places that probably, if there was something going on with us, they would not care about, would not say nothing about. And it was just like, wow, like, we really care, but nobody cares about us. And it really made me feel like, there's just nowhere to go. And that's why I really am such a big, advocate of black women really staying with themselves, creating community with each other, making sure that we create a safe space for each other. Because at the end of the day, we are all we got. We are all we got. Please don't let these people tell you that all you got to do is date out and you about to be treated like a queen. Not saying that it can't happen for you, because I'm not trying to preach, fear monger negativity. You could find someone. But what I'm saying is that that's not a guarantee. The same odds that you have in the black community, you got in other communities, and it is what it is. The thing that we can benefit most from is trying to build community and uplifting each other. Period. And oh yeah, definitely. And you have to be cautious and extremely vet everybody. I think black women should date out. I think black women should open their horizons. I don't think that black women should ever wait on black men moving forward. Period. You definitely should open up your dating options. However, I do think the same, lens that you look at black men like, oh, I don't know if I trust him. I don't know what type of time he be on. I don't know if he gonna do this, that, and the third. You should use that same type of, wariness with anybody that you're undertaking. Please just don't think because they are a different race that everything's about to be, all good. And I also think a lot of times I feel like Black women just aren't ready to take the time to get to know themselves, take the time to love themselves, take the time to focus on them and what they want and who they want to be with, and just be healthy and healed. They just automatically jump into getting with something. But I understand why, and it's because society shames Black women in every way, shape, form, or fashion. They shame Black women for being single. They shame Black women for being, with the man and not being married. They shame Black women for not having children. They shame Black women for having children. It's every way that you're going to be as a Black woman, you're going to be shamed in some way and degraded. So I understand the idea of wanting to hurry up and see if you can get some validation in the form of a partner in some way. But like I said, the things that I see, like I said, how I told you, I see Black women in these Black men's lives acting reckless. It's the same way anytime I see a man of another race say, he don't even got to say nothing serious. He can say like, oh, I like Black women. All I see is comments filled of Black women. Oh, do you like Black women? Do you like Black girls? Oh, do you like me? Oh my gosh. I just love to hear that you like Black women. Looking extra thirsty and desperate and embarrassing. And I think that makes us a victim as well and makes us prey, because everybody knows that Black men talk about us. Everybody knows it. Everybody sees it. People may not address it. You know what I'm saying? People may not acknowledge it because people don't care about Black women. So they may not say call it out or fight against it. But please believe that people see all of the things that Black men do to us. So they know that a lot of Black women need positive words and positive affirmation. And a lot of times there are people that take advantage of Black women, non-Black men, in order to get clout, to get money, to maybe get vagina, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's what I hate seeing. I just hate seeing some of my sisters be so pathetic and desperate and thirsty. Just the same way that Black women go crazy over Chris Brown. It's like, this man already said, he's already shown, he's already been exposed. He don't like dark-skinned women. He don't like brown-skinned women. Look at the women that he's chosen to procreate with, not Black women. You get what I'm saying? But y'all are still defending this man and uplifting this man. And I see in his comments, oh, nobody can make me hate Christopher Maurice Brown. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? Are you nuts? But these are all things that honestly, we as Black women, as a collective, we've got to unpack and work on. Honestly, we've got to unpack and work on it, for us to be healthy as women. But anyway, I'm off my soapbox. I just really, wanted to say that because the fact that Chris Brown gave money to Tory Lanez, a man that pew-pewed a woman, the fact that y'all can still make excuses for Chris Brown is disgusting. It is disgraceful. And I promise you, if there was like some type of y'all remember in ATL, like when T.I. found out that Nunu or whatever was lying, she was lying about where she came from, and he went and he snatched the chain off her neck. I promise you, when I see Black women do this type of stuff with Chris Brown, I wish that there was like Black women necklaces that we all wore. I would just go up to him and just snatch the necklace off. You not no Black woman no more. Just give me the chain until you figure out how to do better. You can't even have it no more. You know what I mean? It's just disgusting. But anyway, T, what was you doing? Was you showing something? Go ahead, T.
Oh no, that was just some dusty that wanted some attention. So I just gave him his 15 minutes of fame.
What's his name? Who is he?
Some dude say named Mark. I don't know. Some Mark Dusty. I don't know. He was saying that nobody want no Black woman from the Black community. And I looked at him. He looked like he's in some lady's closet, literally and figuratively. So yeah.
Oh, okay. I see a Mark Mod. Oh my goodness. Mark, I know you did. Mark. You look like you just got out of the halfway house. What? Hold on. Mark, now let me tell you something. Why are you commenting on here? Well, you know that you just got out the halfway house. Does your probation officer know that you on TikTok Live? You know you ain't supposed to be using the internet. You ain't supposed to be using the internet. Why are you on the internet, Mark? I promise you, this is definitely clothing that he got from the homeless shelter. You know how like if you give things or you seen them donate things, how it's like a whole bunch of mismatched stuff. Like, sir, stop the games. Like, I want to know who let you out. Who let you out of the asylum? Like the crazy house, because that's where you been. There is nothing behind those eyes, sir. I cannot. Taking pictures, squatting down in front of a dirty mirror that is clearly probably in another woman's home where you don't pay no rent and no bills. I just can't. I can't fathom. I cannot fathom. What is wrong with y'all? What did I say, T? It's again. I said I want to be surprised. I want to click on one of these men's profiles and see somebody that doesn't look like they came from the Twilight Zone, if you're into sci-fi, or from the Outer Limits, or from Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side, depending on how old you are. What? When can I find a man that looks normal? I just don't know. It's ridiculous. Like, I just want to know. I just want to say, nurse, who let him out? Who let him out? Who let him out? Let's see here. Dante or Don. Let me just block you. Bye. I'm not even about to say nothing to you. Bye. You're gone. Yeah. All right, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. I just want you guys to, finish. Y'all tell me y'all final thoughts. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. I'm gonna start with Magda. Well, I was gonna start with Magda, then T, then Cookie, but maybe T already had to go. So I'll start with Magda, then Cookie, and then I will go ahead and wrap it up.
I mean, I have nothing else to say, honestly. I just want to know, like, the shirt, like, how you saw him, like, on TikTok, or he just posted pictures. He didn't say anything about the black woman. Like,
Yes, he did. He was. It's on Facebook. It went pretty viral. He was talking about, like, black mothers are terrible, and he just wants to talk about how many black mothers keep their children from the fathers and abuse their babies. Like, he was just saying a whole bunch of crazy stuff.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was real
I
crazy.
just never seen this before. I just want to say thanks for having me, and I really enjoy your live. You're funny, and I'll already followed you. So, yeah, that's all I
Okay,
want to
thank
say.
you so much. And I appreciated everything that you say, and I enjoy you taking the time to come up and give me your perspective. I hope we can definitely talk again. This is my backup page, though. I'm only on
Okay.
here because I'm blocked on my main page, but my main page is Unpopular Opinions, BLKWMN. And I do have a YouTube as well. All y'all got to do is just click on my main page. Well, this page too, and the link is in my bio. So you can click on this page too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. All right, go ahead, Cookie.
Hey, Trigger. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much for having us and letting us, speak our pieces and say everything that we had to say. I just wanted to touch on the Dr. Umar thing real quick because I didn't speak on it, but it really did alarm me how I saw people saying, like how his daughter is doing this for clout. And I feel like it should never be the child's responsibility to mend the relationship between their parent. I always feel like the parent should take that step. And I feel like people have to stop idolizing Dr. Umar because he has a lot of ways about himself. Has he said a lot of things that we know are true and are very much important to the community that more people need to know? Yes. But at the same time, people have to think about what they're trying to deliver and what they're actually trying to show through their actions, because you can't look at Nick Cannon and tell him he created broken homes and you got your own broken homes and you ain't went to go fix them yet. And I just feel like that girl, she was hurt in the way that social media attacked her. I just hope that, she finds spaces like yours where she can hear other Black women care for her and know that we see her and we understand that as Black women, sometimes you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, no matter if you're speaking the truth, no matter if people feel like you're conventionally attractive or you have the body people want or you got the hair texture people think is the best hair texture. Is just the reality of things. And I just wanted to thank you one more time before I go for creating a space for us to be heard and, holding people accountable. And I do think that you're doing a lot for the Black community as a whole. And I know I can tell from your heart that you don't want to have to put the gauntlet down all the time on the dusties, but somebody got to do it. And I just appreciate you for doing it. So you have a good day.
Thank you so much for that, Cookie. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you coming up and giving me your perspective. And I think you're a very intelligent Black woman, and I hope I get a chance to talk to you again too. I think all the ladies that came up here today, Cookie, Magda, T Scorpio, and also Supervillain. Appreciate all of you ladies. I appreciate y'all, and y'all always have good things to say. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's pretty rough sometimes talking to these men. To be honest with you, sometimes I actually feel like I'll end the live and I'll actually feel like emotionally drained just for a little bit because it's so difficult talking to men that just refuse to use any type of critical thinking, and then their only reaction is to throw it off on you or to act like they don't know what you're talking about. It's actually very, it really gets on my nerves. And I know I roast dudes and stuff that come up here, but it's just all jokes and all fun. I know that it can be entertaining, but to be honest with y'all, I really want to be like really saying, like, are you mentally well? Like, you are a complete idiot. Like, I don't know how you function in society. Do you drive? Are you able to read the directions on how to microwave a healthy choice meal? Because you can't. You just seem like you can't be. You seem that stupid. And it's just really ridiculous. But at the end of the day, I just hope that, just like Cookie was saying, I hope that Dr. Umar's daughter is able to find Black women, some spaces where Black women are uplifting her and telling her that it's not her fault. It's not her fault that her father is a dusty. It's not her fault that he abandoned her. It's not her fault that he's a loser and a fraud and a liar and a hypocrite. There's nothing wrong with her. The problem lies with Dr. Umar, period. You know what I'm saying? And I really do hope that eventually, people can understand that, is what I'm saying. And um, I hope eventually something can shake to where Black women can really be, they can get their head out of the clouds. The ones that are not like-minded, if you get what I'm saying. But anyway, that's all I had to say. If you're a Black woman and you're listening to this, I just want you to know you are awesome. You are amazing. You are special. You are valuable. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. The reason why Black men and also other races of men and also other races of women seek to put us down, seek to try to humble us, is because they know our power. They know our power. Trust and believe that, which is why they always want to be in our spaces. They just don't want us to realize our power. Just like I heard someone say that the liar knows the lie that they told. You just don't know the lie that they told. We are great. We are. And my thing is that they don't want us to know it. And if nobody told you today, you are great, you are strong, you are a powerful, beautiful Black woman, and move with that knowledge. Don't let anybody ever reduce you down to nothing, degrade you, or make you feel bad about yourself. Just know that you need to have all the self-esteem and power in the world because you are awesome, amazing, special, valuable, beautiful, all of that. I'm sending you nothing but love, positive vibes, healing. I hope that you get everything that you want out of life, even the things deep, 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 deep down inside that you are too afraid to tell people that you want, but you know that you want it. I'm here to tell you, you can get it. Okay? You can get it. You can get whatever you want, whatever you desire, because you are just that strong and valuable. So anyway, I'll see y'all later. And hopefully I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Bye-bye, y'all. Love y'all.